Howdy, folks. Welcome to Mosaic Team 5. I'm Joe, your Dungeon Master for this evening and most. And joining me, I have Matt, Dan, Olive, welcoming Kara.
Woo!
Ari, thank you guys very much for joining me. A couple of announcements before we get started. We have a website, alberonrpg.com. There's a number of different sub-pages, one that follows this campaign, one that follows our D&D campaign, which is every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Twitch. It also has all of the bounties posted. It has a lot of meta information about the campaign, so it's a great thing to get caught up on if you want to see some background about the campaign. It also has some details on the setting and the timeline. We are on Twitch, and so you can use bits, which is Twitch's sort of currency, to help the team out when they are in any kind of trouble. A smaller amount of bits can do things like resupply or send ammunition. A little bit more can do things like you guys are so distracting. A little bit more can do things like just sending
Pizza.
Pizza, right?
Yes, buy us dinner. I'm starving all the time.
Channel points are something else that you could use, and as you saw, some have already been redeemed. For Junk Falls will always be junk. You can accumulate channel points just by watching, and those can be used to do a number of things. The Junk Falls will always be junk hashtag basically serves as you planting a sticker in our universe, and those, as they accumulate, are causing changes. You can see Dan looking around right now. That's because there are actual physical Junk Falls will always be junk stickers around this studio, which will put pictures up on Instagram, which, great segue, we have a whole bunch of hand-drawn maps, painted miniatures, things like that, handouts. There's an ornate dwarven ritual that was at our D&D campaign last week. Infernal, yes. Yeah. Well, but there's a dwarf on there.
Oh, well, I don't think that makes it dwarven.
Fair enough. All of that is tough to see on these cameras, but you can find that at Alberon RPG on Instagram and Twitter. And then we have session 111 of our D&D campaign tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Finally, last thing to announce, for music, sound effects, things like that, we use Sirenscape, which is a digital tool set of sound effects that you can customize to many different situations. And with that, I can get into our recap. Alrighty. So also, this is your first time here, so I'll let you know. We have a little bit of a structure, which helps a little bit. We do have a recap at the beginning of each session, so I think that helps.
Oh, yeah. It helps.
Yeah. A lot of stuff happened last session.
I don't remember shit. Every week it's like, what?
If I didn't just listen to it before I came here, I would have no idea.
If we didn't have the recaps, I'd be completely lost. That's why I made Gunter. It didn't matter if I remembered.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Mosaic Team 5, last we played. You found a surviving yet injured security guard who gave you his badge before escaping out of the building thanks to Shade.
That was the name.
You all discovered that the plant matter interacted with each other. And using Shade's gravity pistol and a certain amount of timing, you pushed the petals on the floor over the bamboo and ran through the previously inflexible reed-like material that blocked the hall. On the other side, Gibbs, you rooted aggressively through the corpse of an android, and with a tremendous amount of luck and a natural 20, you found a powerful, defoliating grenade, which surely would come in handy.
Yeah, rub it in, motherfucker.
You proceeded on and found your way past a huge pitcher plant by using the security keycard to bypass. Gibbs, you had to run by as the pheromones that you had become coated with seemed to trigger the plant life around you. After ascending the steps to floor 25, you entered the genetic botany laboratory and confronted the now plant hybrid Jade Brunei of the Jade Brigade. She was shocked to see you, Bubbs, and she called Bubbles and recited a string of code words. Bubbs, you went back into a time within your own mind to Safe Haven Youth Services. In your flashback, you say Jade Brunei as a younger scientist, working for Task Force SRG-002, which, Spice, you later stumbled across and figured out a little bit in terms of how that related to elements of your past. You also saw another human, Dr. Maldross, who worked for the same group. You came to as the battle swirled around you, Jade now transformed into a massive tree-like creature. A crane overhead released animals into the contraption Jade had built, and as the huge plant closed around the frightened animals, they would emerge horribly changed. Bubbs, she tried to turn you against your allies by telling you that if you fought against them, she would reunite you with Miles, your brother. But all of you together defeated Jade, and as she fell unconscious, Gibbs, you had a single chance to save her. You rolled a natural 1, beheading her
was
on
so
the floor,
sad.
Yeah.
over-manipulating
That
the
was a really
wounds
sad
about her neck and
It's
chest.
It's funny because my natural 20 turned into a grenade that I couldn't use, and then rolled a nat 1, and it's the one thing I'm good at.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
sorry.
tough
Fucking burnt.
And as you hold the wooden elements of her head in your hands, that is where we're going to begin this evening. So give me just one moment.
I'll just look up at Bubbs, kind of doing that thing like when a kid sort of breaks something, and I'm just gonna try and like be like, hope he doesn't see, but put the head back down as politely as I can
Sorry, I killed your mom.
and wait for him to respond.
She wouldn't have taught us where to find my brother. She just wanted the mutagen in my body to live out her eco-terrorist dreams. But when I looked into her eyes, my brain, flashed back to the orphanage.
Bubbs, I saw it. She mind-linked with me.
I remember she cared for me like a mother I never had. And sure, later on her intentions became corrupted, but at one point she did love me. And I just want to hold and put those times where she did care about me in a bubble. A bubble in time where I was her little Bubbles.
Oh.
I'm gonna go over and take Bub's hand. That's a very noble cause, and one that we should help you pursue. Grief is tough, and it's even tougher when you're struggling with remembering what you're grieving, or you're most recently remembering it. If there's anything that we can do, let us know.
I think it's time that we tell the group what you and me discovered, Gibbs.
And I'm gonna reach into my pocket and I'm gonna pull out some of the Hawaiian Aloha Febreze spray.
Okay.
I think I have like
Febreze.
two
Yeah.
on me, and I'm gonna hand one to Gibbs,
Gibbs, if you could just spray me.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna just spray around as Gibbs is spraying me at the
Look
same time.
closely, guys.
As this particulate sprays towards Bubbs, kind of filling the air, you can see almost this perfect sphere that outlines around where the particles almost can't pass, and they fall down, almost like rain hitting an umbrella.
Spice is gonna reach her hand out and see if she feels that electricity on Bubbs's skin.
It's not like electricity. It's almost like if you put your hand into isopropyl alcohol and you pull it out, that really cold sensation that lingers on your hand. Very similar.
I mean, I never have, but
Oh.
I believe
Oh,
you.
it like super dries out your skin.
Yeah. And there is an element of that. Your skin does feel a little bit drier as you pull it out.
There was nothing in the Mosaic medical records about this, and I don't know why they wouldn't have found it, but there is something unique about you.
I think they did this to me. Jade was saying it was something called Operation Second Flood, and it was run by this guy named Dr. Maldross, or at least that's what I remember.
Do you know what the goal of that was?
I think it was injecting something called the guy's mutagen in me.
What would it do?
I don't know, but
I would
Jade-
say, Bubs, with this short period of time passing, it's Gaia's mutagen.
Guys.
I do love the idea of just Gaia. It's Guy Fieri.
It's guys.
It's gonna take you to Flavor Town.
Wait, guys.
It frosts your
What's the-
tips.
Gaia's mutagen.
Gaia.
Oh, Gaia.
Yeah.
With a Y.
Like the
Another syllable.
yeah, the goddess of
G-A-I-A.
Earth.
G-A-I-A.
mother goddess.
Oh, like Gaia Earth.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Jade said I was a failure, but Miles was a success. But is this
And I'm gonna point to like my body, like in the field.
what it means for it to fail?
Bubbs, you're not a failure. You're a grand success.
Well,
I'm gonna kind of do that, like embarrassed, like kind of blush.
oh well. I mean that cheers me up a little bit, but
And you can still, he's like still a little crying, like wiping tears.
I'm glad I have you guys as a team, and I don't really know where to look. You know, maybe we can look in the lab for some clues or something, but I remember Jade said something about some 5th child escaping, and I remember there was only 5 of us.
The redhead, right?
I don't remember. I know there was a redhead and a blonde, and there was Miles and me, but I can't remember the 5th child. If
And
we
for
could-
those of you talking to Bubbs at this point, you can see already like this little trickle of blood, just this spot of red in the otherwise completely pale skin as he begins to get a nosebleed.
I'm getting a little bit dizzy, but
We'll sit down and
if we could find this 5th child, maybe she could help us find Miles.
And I'm just gonna kind of like fall and like reach for Gibbs's shoulder.
we're still tethered together.
Kind of sag to the side. Sure.
I'll hold out my furry arm for you to put your nose on if you want. While I talk. I mean, maybe we can find. Can you go back to the orphanage? Is it a building that still stands?
I've never seen the outside of it. In fact,
Well, what about Steel? How did that all interact with each other?
I don't remember the escape, but I remember I found Steel one day. I was roughed up in an alley,
Oh, wow.
and he just found me.
And became your dad?
He's not my real dad, but he's just someone who was in the right place at the right time and just cared for me. And he hid me, and like I said, if I become a problem for you guys, I'll go away. But like I don't know what's this mutagen in my body is.
And we're all gonna find out together. You're not just gonna go away and leave us. It doesn't work like that.
We're family now.
And when you say family, like Bub's mind flashes to like Steel, to the kids in the orphanage, to finally Jade. And Jade's kind of a family in his mind now.
Yeah, I think you're right.
While all this is happening, Shade, you have this USB drive that you picked up. And you want to examine this with your exocortex, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So plugging it in, first of all, you notice kind of in the back of your mind, still is no signal. There is, a communication jammer of some kind. And so you're not able to get a connection to the infosphere necessarily, but you can connect to local files, no problem. Okay. Loading this up. 1 second. It is password protected. So if you would like, go ahead and make a computer's check to bypass that,
Oh,
or to
boy.
look for, what's it called? Countermeasures.
Yeah, first countermeasures.
Sure.
That's going to be a something big,
Nice.
27.
Sure. With the 27, you can see that there is a countermeasure. First of all, there is a false shell. So you can log in and you would imagine there will be nodes visible that are sort of distractions more than anything. There is something behind that. There is also something with that role that you cannot quite see. However, you get the sense there's an additional countermeasure as well. This is certainly well secured.
Okay. Can I try to disable whatever is the
make a
second
computer
firewall thing,
Go
or
for
the
it.
second countermeasure, and then also, go to the actual shell, not the fake shell.
Okay. Make a computer's check.
Or computers checks. 28.
A 28. 1 second here. Okay. With the 28, you're able to bypass this, for you, relatively simple firewall. When you get to the secondary countermeasure, it's something that you haven't really encountered before. Some kind of a encryption that continues to move. This seems like it's probably military-based in origin. However, you're able to bypass the firewall, and that gives you access to one node. This node, give me 1 second.
Can I, to try and get the second node,
Sure.
can I use my once per day as a reaction while not in combat? I can reroll a failed skill check to recall knowledge.
Sure. Do you have to keep the roll once you take it?
It just says once per day you can reroll a failed skill check.
Give it a shot.
Nice.
It's worse.
Okay. So as you go into this, the first thing that you can see is there is a quintuplet, five files, sort of like the beginnings of. This node has a number of what look like classified files. So you can read the titles of them.
Okay.
However, you cannot access them with your current setup. Give me 1 moment. That's from last session. I just got to pull up.
And
my
this is in the
notes.
one node that I could access?
Correct. So as you access this, it just says case files. And the next nodes that you can see but not quite reach, you can see, it's almost like if you were to visualize this.
They're like the locked folders on your desktop, right?
Yes. However, when you look at this, kind of intimate as an android, you can see the...
Tell me more.
Very intimate.
Much less intimate as an android, but you can certainly visualize almost like this... it's like a Rubik's Cube of light. And as you look, you can see in this moving square through these files. But if you were to try to reach with your mind, it's like those squares fold up and you can't reach through.
Oh, okay.
So you do notice there are 5 case file names. The first one, SRG-001, Operation Toll Booth. The second, SRG-002, Operation Second Floor. The third is obviously SRG-003, and you would imagine they do follow that naming convention.
Yeah.
Operation Inner Sun. Number 4 is Operation Silent Shadow. And number 5, Operation Solar Lullaby.
All right, you're going to just... We'll get those later.
But you do notice these seem to be classified military documents. They are prescribed to the General Protectorate Force.
What?
Okay.
I'm listening now.
No, you don't know that.
You don't know that.
Okay.
All right.
So you get all that from the USB, and then turning, you can see everybody gathered together on this factory floor.
Make my way down.
Sure. You could move that second floor aside just because you guys have sight line into the bottom now.
Where the bear
Bubbs,
was.
I could, I kind of want to ask your permission before I do it, because this is someone you kind of know. Do you want me to see if she can tell us one last useful thing? It's a small chance, so I don't want to get your hopes up, but...
I mean, I don't want to see it if you do it.
Okay. I pick up the head and I walk
I'm
away.
gonna just walk out into
Spice
the
like
lobby.
ushers
and,
Bubbs away.
Okay.
I'll meet you guys in the lobby.
Spice ushers you away, and even as you do, you can hear the snap of the head getting pulled up and maybe separating just a final little bit. But you now hold Jade's head in your hand, this almost tree-like face with this crown of branches that rise up and away at angles.
Walking
I'm gonna sort of
up
look
as
at
this
her.
happens. Doesn't matter, though. I've seen this.
Just gonna take a kind of a long glance, like kind of memorize this face and kind of how I feel right now, and just grab the cork off my bottle and cast my spell, and I've got a 10% chance of something useful being said.
Yeah, roll a D100.
So it specifically says you make the roll in secret.
Oh.
Just so you know.
Right, yeah, we go over this every time.
Yeah.
Just in
Okay.
case.
Just
you
in
wanna-
case, like, because last time I did it and I rolled like a 5 or something, it was like, oh, that's gonna be useful. It's low. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah.
Okay. So you hold this hand, and as you uncork the bottle, this disgusting trash juice on its own accord seems to almost move. Like it has a mind of its own. It slurps out and into the mouth of this decapitated head. You can see elements of it pooling behind the eyes. The eyes seem to almost move and flex. The bark scrapes away. And Jade, from beyond the grave, whispers out, "Miles is still alive."
Whoa.
the jaw just cracks off and the head crumbles in your hands.
I'm gonna
Who's
collect as much as I
Miles?
can and grab the rose piercing she wears
Okay,
and jab it through my ear and make a new piercing hole and keep it.
sure. You have to almost pull it out of the bark. Like you see sometimes when a tree grows around a chain link fence, elements of the wood have worked their way into the piercing. So you have to almost like rip it away from the crumbling wood, but no problem. And for you, relatively easy to do. You just jam it through your ear.
Yep.
The soft inner folds of a Yosoki ear are pretty easy to pierce, and so it's not super hard.
Yep. So I just put it between two of the other ones and hold it out.
You can add a gold earring to your inventory.
A gold rose earring
Yes.
that was very recognizably Jade's, so just so we know. Miles, I think, is, and I'll recap the whole conversation we had so you
There
have
you go.
that. And so we kind of need to help him find his family.
Well, we should get back to the ship.
Wait.
Like,
Did we not want the... Do we not want there's animals here. We should either let them go, because they're not going to be fed for a few days, or we should take one with us.
Would they be fed, like, in the system?
You don't know.
You
might
glanced
know. I
at it
know.
as you
I know.
like ran in combat to look at this
Best
device.
Buy
You
specs of the conveyor belt?
No, you don't know whether or not they're going to be fed. You haven't really examined this.
I just kind of want something different to bring home. Can you go do that?
Make my way back up to the control room.
Okay.
you're gonna get a text from Spice as her and Bubs are leaving that
You
says
won't.
loot the room. Oh, you
There's
won't.
no-
What if it's
Communications
on the
jammer.
comm
No,
that she
it
got
doesn't.
from the goblin? That
Let-
does have internal.
So again, those only connect to each other.
We don't have
Never
a
mind.
second one.
Alright, never mind.
At some point, you may want to consider figuring out a way to unjam it if you want to be able to communicate.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna do after, but I wasn't sure if we're just gonna leave.
I will
Make a
loot the
perception
room.
For a
Oh, okay.
look at
So-
No, I'll loot the room. He's getting an animal.
Yeah, well, I'm not just gonna go get an animal. You're leaving Shade to pick out an animal?
Yeah,
I mean, Gibbs doesn't really want an animal either. I just know collectively we want an animal. So,
Maybe no animal.
all right.
I guess
Wow.
Shade's gonna roll the dice on it and just pick one.
No,
As
no,
long as, you know,
I want the.
reasonably not.
Okay, hold on.
dangerous.
We can't get a cat because of who I am, and we've got a size limitation.
Gibbs, why don't I just show you the list?
Okay. Can I have the list, please?
Aren't there 12 like alien creatures too that we don't even know about?
Yeah, I gotta go.
No, I don't want that. I want.
We'll take a look at the list and see.
What's
I
up
want
there?
There's
want
like an otter and a fox.
weird
and a,
non-existent
Augmented
like
Boston
alien.
Terrier,
Yeah.
Munchie?
You take a moment
Right.
going back up to the system, and as you open up the menu again, you can see there are roughly something like 25-ish animals available. So you can see things that you're familiar with. A corgi, there is a tortoiseshell short-haired cat, there is a beaver, a fox, a hawk, a silverback gorilla, there is a mako shark, or an analogous version, not quite a mako shark, a blink dog. You are familiar with those and have actually encountered them on one occasion. There is something called an Iridian raven. There's an owl, a pig, something called a thunder hare. You're not familiar with that. Something called a corpse crawler. You're not familiar with that.
Oh, I like that
Something
one.
something called a protoran. You're not familiar with that as well. There's something called an Akaton waste wanderer. There is a donkey. There is a vacuum spider. There is a Rorschach wolf. There is a proto dragon. There is an octopus. There is an elephant. There is a tri-crowned Ephiodon, which you are not familiar with. There is an Ulianear ooze, and then there is a twilight grub.
Can I look up the ones that I don't know on Wikipedia? Not a
There's
sponsor.
no signal.
It's a roll of the dice.
I will say, as you're kind of like walking around, go ahead and make a perception check. But like on the table,
But for real this time.
yeah.
23.
with feeling. With the 23, as you are walking back for the third time, you do notice, kind of glancing across these two braided together cables, power cables, just past one of these vats, there's a missile.
This thing?
Yeah.
That thing.
This missile, and as you're kind of thinking about it, you can see the compartment open. There are things attached to it, attaching to the vat.
Oh, like that.
That is something that you certainly notice.
Probably gonna go check that out.
Sure.
Think over the list.
I'll think
I'm
over the
going to
list
go
while
check
I
this
loot
out.
the room. I'm specifically looking. I want a webcam.
Make a perception check.
I want a USB webcam.
Okay, USB 5 webcam?
Sure.
But you'd have to go to a museum.
Oh, that's
for
cocked.
that.
Jade definitely communicated us, so there's definitely some kind
Yeah,
of...
oh yeah.
Perception?
Yeah,
24.
24. So as you look around this room, first of all, there's a couple of things. Walking past Shade, who's now going over and looking at what is clearly to you a open and probably active missile of some kind into this actual underspace where Shade's figure is currently. There's an entire laboratory worth of equipment. There are microscopes. There are strange little gels and vials. There are computers. Certainly, you can find a webcam. There are many of them.
Cool.
4 or 5.
Add that to my inventory.
There you go. As you walk over towards the middle, you can see these braided cables together seem to connect to some kind of a power generator. And probably, as you watch Shade look over this missile, this is all one contraption working together. As you turn your gaze to the left, this big square machine that you can see in the middle, you recognize this has the CGS logos and everything. This is the portable laboratory. Large, 10 by 10.
Wow!
Wait, Shay, but why would Jay do this? Why would she wait here? She knew you could kill her, right? She must have already accomplished her goal and then died. Or she's not really dead.
She seems quite clearly dead.
You kind of look behind Gibbs and you just see crumbled tree matter now sloughing and crumbling into the ground.
Now I will inspect the mini lab after interrupting you.
Okay. What are you looking for?
If it's been used, what it does. Can I use it?
Make a computers check.
Fuck, why is this a computer's check,
Because
isn't
it's
it?
a digital item.
Oh, it's a digital item?
Do
Do you need help?
The man.
I
who
look-
computer checks is right next to you.
And I'm thinking oh man, because I was thinking mini lab, I was thinking vials and beakers and shit. And I look down, there's a keyboard here, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, tap.
So what are you looking for this missile?
Is it active? What is it like? Is it gonna fire out all of this vat juice that's gonna turn everyone into the quote unquote evolutions?
You're trained in engineering?
Yeah,
Make an engineering check.
oh, this is good. Natural 20
Nice.
Wow!
Yay!
Congratulations.
for a 34.
So first of all, this is a relatively conventional concussion missile which can be used in ship-to-ship combat. It's, relatively explosive. However, it is disarmed. As you look at the way that it has been rewired, the counter-jamming systems have been used in conjunction with elements of the computer housing of the vat and then an additional power boost. This is what is jamming communications. It's just been amplified almost 1 million times by the huge housing of the vat and the power source that's being used.
So the missile itself is just a piece of this larger jamming system?
Correct. And disconnecting it would probably restore comms. It's really just using the computer systems of the vat and then the power source that powers most of the lab.
Okay. How large is the missile?
Probably about 2.5 feet long. It's
Okay.
designed for, counter ship use.
Yeah, but it's not something that I can just pick up and take because I want to render it not useful and also restore comms. But yeah.
There might be a cart or something.
With that check, you see how you could disconnect it. No problem.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna disconnect it and restore comms.
So you hold a hand over it, and elements of your hand shift aside, and from the palm, several tools fold out at once. Yeah.
From the palm?
As you hold it
All
out,
over the place.
As you hold it out, yeah, it's like
It's
a
like a
spider
Swiss
of
Army
different things.
knife.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of unfold, almost connects, and begin to operate on this. And quickly, you disconnect elements of wires, the power source. In several ways, you disarm this missile. It's a relatively simple missile. Almost as soon as you do that, The moment that the
beep 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 beep.
yeah, again and again
50
and again.
messages.
Yeah, you see
All
like a
from Peep.
million missed messages from Peep. It's just one after the other after the other. This the text message sound playing again and again and again. I would say also right at this moment you can get an incoming call from Peep, who has been calling probably for the last hour and a half.
I joined the group chat.
Sure. Okay. And for everybody who is part of Mosaic, with one exception, that is a group chat that any of you can jump in on. So
Spice
you
does
hear.
not.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah,
That's-
I think we're probably just walking down the stairs and she's like helping me.
Okay. Unusual for Bubbs, very usual for Spice. You ignore the call, but you see all of a sudden popping up from the various holographs that you are projecting Peep's head, and then the zoom, everybody pops up into a corner, just in 3 dimensions.
Hey, Peep.
Hello, Peep.
Oh my God, you guys are actually alive.
And we did it.
We've
Where have you been?
Well,
Did you get any of my messages?
no, the bounty.
Is everybody alive?
Yes,
Except for Jade
Okay.
right.
and some of her
Cronies.
underlings.
But we did leave an alligator in the building. Is that okay?
What?
Like a crony that's an alligator?
Okay,
Jade
one
was-
thing at a time, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Is everybody okay? I sent somebody in to bring you some medical attention. I thought you might be dead, but
They're probably dead now, though.
they're not here yet.
No, so they probably died on the
We
way.
are on the top floor. There was a communications jammer.
Okay, that makes more sense. But everybody's still alive, and you guys
Thanks
killed
to me,
Jade?
Yes, we
Great
were.
job, Gibbs.
I deserve a promotion. You're welcome.
Well, you're still almost 250,000 credits in debt. But we'll talk about that in a second.
I just want the title, but we'll talk about it later.
We were
Okay.
able
I'll send you an
to
email.
find and release the hostages as well.
We did see
And
that the
recover
hostages
the
were released.
biolab.
And there was a naked goblin, apparently. There's a lot to catch up on.
The Naked Goblin was one of Jade's accomplices.
Okay, let me catch up with everything that's coming into my feed, and then there should be somebody who I'm not sure why they're not there yet, but they should already.
The elevator was trapped. Perhaps they got killed.
Okay,
Or the bamboo forest, or the alligator guy, or the pitcher plant. I mean, there was a lot of
let's
things.
put a pin on the alligator thing because that sounds really concerning.
Okay.
I'm going to call you back in maybe 5 minutes. Give me just a little bit, and then we'll get you out of there. Okay?
We're okay. We can walk down the building. We'll meet you outside. We'll go say hi to Andy.
No. We're going to have professionals do that. 1 second, Gibbs. Okay? Peep out, and the comms just go.
Kind of
completely
professionals.
quiet.
We walked up the building. He doesn't think we can get out of the building. We already cleared all the damage. What the fuck?
I think. Well, either way.
Proper law enforcement will probably handle the rest.
But then they're gonna get all the credit. Like the last time we walked out of the building when there was those children, it was like super cool.
This mission, we will probably get some boost in our rating.
Can you help me with this mini lab?
Bubbs,
Yeah.
Spice.
I
It is at about this moment in the lobby of this place, you hear something in the floor beneath you. The first thing that you hear is just the displacement of those bamboo. You can hear the metallic kind of shift and bend. And then, as you turn and look, seeing the staircase, you do notice that there is a figure. And Kara, if you want to go ahead and introduce your character.
So, pushing various bamboo sticks and debris out of the way, you see an android of about 5'8", with kind of like a shaved head on one side and a floppy haircut on the other side with a bright blue dyed tips. The biological components you can see are like the face, but the arms and the legs are kind of like old school tech. They're wearing a cargo jumpsuit coverall thing, and they have like glowing blue tattoos that kind of shine through behind their modded computerized eyes. They're just like little goggle things that have been like stuck there.
Just jammed in.
Just there.
Love it.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
You're alive? Who are you?
Hello, I am Echo 72549 here with a delivery for Mosaic Team 5.
Oh, that's us. We're
Hey.
Mosaic Team 5. I'm Bubbs.
Wonderful. Do you accept this delivery of medical supplies?
Oh, yes, please. Do I have to sign?
No, but a customer satisfaction survey would be appreciated. If you have a time.
All of a sudden, Bubbs, my sound system is lagging, but you do, on your communicator, hear a little ting. And as you look down, you can see there's like an automated customer satisfaction survey that has appeared in your communicator.
I'm probably gonna just quickly, just on my communicator, fill it out. 5 stars, everything, and also just like it's kind of cute.
Ooh!
Did
Spice,
Peeps send
Spice
you?
has some competition.
I love getting hit on through surveys.
Yeah, everybody likes getting hit on at work.
Yeah.
It's definitely the best way to go.
Please, more.
Thank you. This will improve my satisfaction rating between my coworkers. Because I have been told by Peep, you are no longer considered customers.
What? Did Peep send you?
Yes, I have been dispatched from Mosaic headquarters to bring you these medical supplies.
What does that mean? Not customers.
You are coworkers, are you not?
Why, yes, we do. We are coworkers.
Well then, I suppose you do not have to pay for these. I did not discuss this with Peep.
At this point, all of your communicators, yours included, echo, ring. And you can see
Beep.
Peep's name on this little feed. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up my Peep. That was not the way that I wanted that to sound. Okay. You see Peep pop up on the vid screen. Okay, there was a tiny bit of damage to the genetics lab, but T'Challa Genetic Solutions thrilled with what you guys did. Did the person that we dispatched get there yet?
Hacker! Do you answer your call? Did you answer the comms? Are you
Oh,
on the
yes,
comms?
yes.
Yeah.
Echo. Oh, great. What took you so long?
No reason, just a little distracted by all of the bamboo.
Okay, we'll have to catch up on that in a little bit. Apparently, you guys did amazingly, and T'Challa Genetic Solutions is so pleased with what you did, they're going to actually direct you to a local outfitter of some kind and equip you guys on their dime.
Wow.
So that's what you guys are going to go off to after this. We're going to try to get you out of here before the press after last time. We're going to try to work a little bit with you guys before having that exposure again. It didn't go great.
That makes sense.
But if you can make your way out of the building relatively quickly, we can have a car waiting for you outside and we can get you over to your destination. This is going to do wonders for your reliability index rating. I can't even imagine how high this is going to boost you. I also have an amazing lead on the next job. I really do want to get you guys some more time off, and so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to leverage your success a little bit, and I think we might be able to get maybe more of an undercover mission. Stay in one place for a couple weeks. What do you guys think about that? If you guys would rather go on and continue the pace, you guys are in the field, it's up to you.
Only if you provide us a vacation house.
Well, that's one of the things. So Mosaic Protocol indicates that in order to have any kind of undercover work, the mission coordinator needs to be in the field. So I would be joining you guys, obviously. You kind of pulls away. You see Peep's big Yosoki ears like fold almost, and he goes, "Oh God, okay."
Spice is like screaming into
I
the comm.
am now beginning to rethink this, but just think about it. Something
We can be
tropical.
bunkmates!
On behalf of Mosaic Team 5, we accept.
Okay. Well, either way, think about it. Is there something that you guys prefer? Do you want something tropical? You want something a little bit more like city-based?
Oh my god.
Could we get something with water?
Beach day.
Beach day.
Tropical. Yes, I want sun. I want mimosas. I want it all.
But not too, like, jungle. So,
I
like,
do not.
water, no jungle.
So like an island.
Maybe desert
Yes.
sand. Maybe Akaton Peep.
I mean, we do have some
Akaton
leads on
is
Akaton, but nothing that we really
The
want to
one
do.
place that we are not supposed to go.
I don't know
Why are we
anything about
supposed to go
Akaton.
there?
We were
Well, that was only because of the transponder, but we have a different transponder now. But
Wait, what?
Because of the...
Why aren't you supposed to go to Akaton?
Oh, no reason.
Steel. I just have a friend that maybe mentioned that it might not be the best idea.
It's because of the air, really, right? It's because your allergies.
Akaton is fine.
Well, I do have allergies.
It's pretty dusty in Akaton.
Yeah.
I do try to keep my nose clean. In terms of
But Peep, we would be happy to have you join us.
I mean, it's protocol. I have to join you.
Well, you should be happy to join us too.
What? We
Make
are
a-
happy to have you.
Make a diplomacy check.
Gladly.
I almost intimidation, but
17.
17.
Yeah.
Okay. He kind of looks at you through the hologram. You can see the floating face of Peep, almost like very directly interacting with you. But he says, I am glad to do this. It's just, it's a little much.
Getting out of your comfort zone, I get that. But we'll try to be on our best behavior considering you're our boss and all, but
Please
sincerely.
do. I'll be honest with you guys. I need this. I've been cooped up here for a long time, and I would really like to get out. So
You work from home, right?
yeah.
Put on your Hawaiian shirt. We're going on vacation.
I actually don't have a Hawaiian shirt. I mostly just have what Mosaic gives me, but maybe I'll look. Either way, we're getting off topic. What I'm really here to tell you, the next bounty that I have for you is pretty hot, and I think if Mosaic Team 1 and Mosaic Team 3 weren't both on leave, and if Mosaic Team 4 hadn't had that, incident, they would probably get it before us. But have you guys ever heard of Harlax the Gore Fiend?
Oh my God, have
Yes.
we?
Harlow?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god, he's that guy!
Cora,
Oh, this guy told us about this
Tybo.
one. Oh, this is the second bounty we knew about before you did.
Oh, okay, well, maybe not before I did. I do my research before I pass things on. Look, either way, this is a really big lead. The bounty just went up again. It's up to 120 credits, so we're talking 2 six figures in a row. That would be huge. And it would really let us get out ahead of your debt. Maybe not yours, ECCO, so much, but for everybody else, it will certainly help. We can talk about oh man, just lost my train of thought. We can talk about how we're going to figure out the next part later, but if you guys are ready, once you figure out your armaments and that kind of a thing, we need you to drop back in the drift. He's on a planet called Tashan, which, have any of you heard of it?
No.
No.
Have we heard of it?
Make a, are you trained in culture?
I am.
I am. I'll take it.
So, okay, go ahead.
Oh.
Gibbs and
That's
Spice.
not cocked. It's there. That's a 16 plus 8 makes that a 24.
Okay.
That's higher than mine.
Okay. With the 24 Gibbs, Tashan is a rainforest world. It is a place that is relatively deadly for protein-based organic life forms. It is something that has a huge variety of deadly plants, deadly animals, huge animals.
Yeah.
With that role, you would be aware that there are very dinosaur-like creatures on this planet. Some of the features kind of speak to that. You've heard of the Tyrant's Jungle, for instance, where, massive life forms hunt some of the herbivores of the place.
Yeah, I read a Universal Geographic once, and it had some pictures of that planet. So, and I tell them everything you just told me.
Sure. Yeah, so not maybe the safest place, and that's kind of a downside. That being said, I don't think I'm the only person that got this tip, so you're almost certainly going to have competition this time. Do you guys need anything? Is there anything that we need to be aware of? I do have one more little bit of news for you.
Well, as
We
I
need to do a
said,
fire extinguisher.
Okay, yeah, we can requisition a fire extinguisher. That's relatively
I'll have
minor.
an item order request come through.
Okay.
You'll see it in your email.
I don't like the way that sounds, Gibbs.
You can reject it. I'm gonna fill out the paper forms in triplicate. I got the memo about not using red ink. I promise you it'll be done correctly.
We'll see.
We'll see.
He turns. Anybody else?
as I said, we found and released the hostages as well as the micro lab.
Yeah, I think that's why they're so excited. On top of the extra, I think it was 50,000 credits, they're offering to outfit you in addition. So you're going to this guy, his name is Tvijstik Wantabin, and he works out of a little factory space with a kiosk out front. We have a car that will get you there.
Can we take pets in the car? Actually, never mind. And she hangs up.
Spice,
Well,
guys, please tell Spice to remember the policy on pets. Yes, you can have a ship pet. It just needs to be, there's a stipend that comes with it, and if you are going to get something that requires more exotic feed or something like that, that comes out of your pockets.
I'll let her know.
Thank you. Please, Just be responsible with this, please.
I always am, Peep.
I'm learning. We're working on it.
Spice
Thanks
leans
for
over.
working with us. And I hang the fuck up.
Okay.
No, hang up.
Spice
Buzz is the last one. He's just like,
Echo just stays on a little too long,
waiting
and
at
then
both
it's
of
like,
you guys.
Right as you turn it off, he goes, echo, and then you just hang up on Pete. So, no problem. All of you find yourself now with access to the infosphere, with access to communicators, all of that.
This is so popular tonight.
Spice is
It's a
going
race.
to.
Yeah, no, it's a race.
Spice is gonna. Spice is gonna lean over to Bubbs and be like, "Do you want to go pick out a puppy upstairs to keep your mind off of what happened?"
Oh, okay.
And so they go back upstairs.
Classic
up the elevator.
grief avoidance. Just get the kid a pet. No problem. So you bring him up, and bringing up the same menu now that Jade has unlocked it. You can see all those same animals. You see a number of very domesticated animals, and a few that are very much not so.
Unlike the other two, Spice is so fucking excited about getting a pet. So
Yeah.
she's like trying to repress like which one she wants the best because this is. She's like,
scrolling.
Bubbles, you can get whatever you want.
Nothing that's a
Spider
predator to
looks
rats.
pretty cool.
well, I think most of them are predators.
I don't
No
really
hawks, no
know what
cats,
approach
no
Warren
owls.
is. She's like
So
kind of like
Bubs.
touching all the cages that.
Spice pulls you up to this terminal, and you can see this looks almost like a Pokemon box. It's like a number of like little kind of vaguely shaped icons, and then you can see a corgi. You see all the things that I listed before.
bro.
Yeah, who's your starter? Oh my god, this is a very important
the
decision.
first thing that probably
Oh my God.
pops in my mind, what is a vacuum spider? Is that a spider that vacuums
Make a
things
nature.
Because I would love a cleaning
Make a
pet.
life sciences check. Oh
yeah,
my god.
spider that exists in the vacuum of space.
12.
You don't want the Epidome? If you don't.
1 second, I gotta make character
who's
sheet
this?
up.
Yeah, right?
Kind of want the silverback gorilla. That way, like
Minus
you
1, so
know,
11.
An 11? Yeah, probably just a really cleanly
Scroll
spider.
already?
That one sounds bad.
What else is on the list? Is there like
Definitely dark ghost type.
Which is my favorite fucking type.
I don't want like an insect or anything like that. I'm thinking more of like
The Akaton Waste Wanderer?
definitely not that.
The corpse crawler.
The Twilight Glove
What's the
Grub.
cleanest pet on the list?
Yeah, what is the cleanest?
So, there is a tortoiseshell short hair cat, so very specifically, relatively shed resistant. There's a corgi, also like short bristly fur, not that hard to keep clean. There is a
Thunder
owl.
raven.
Those are relatively clean. There's something called an Iridian raven, which you haven't specifically heard of, but there's a pig that's like not a cleanly
Yeah,
animal.
that's
in
not
my
actually
mind.
pigs
You're
are
not
quite-
allowed.
Yeah, they're
I
actually
know
really
that, I know
clean.
Can I do a check for the Protoran?
The proto dragon.
Is that what that
I think
was?
Bubs
There's a
knows.
Protoran, and then there's a proto dragon.
I think Bubs knows what he wants.
Okay.
So he's thinking back, and I think he's interacted with like a dog before with Steel. He's like very afraid of it, but he kind of liked it a little bit. It's like one of those, you can pet it, you can pet it.
Okay.
And he's seen like the corgi stickers that are adorned all of like the ship.
The corgi butthole stickers.
Yeah, the butthole stickers. So Bubs thinks, it's probably gonna be a clean pet, So I'm gonna select the corgi.
Okay. You
Spice,
press this
like-
little.
Go ahead.
Go no, please.
Spice looks over at the spider and says, "Somebody will love you someday," and then walks away.
As you press the little button on this touch screen, you see the corgi light up, and overhead there is this kind of, and you look out from this
Jumps
door.
into the flower.
You can see the cage with this little corgi go through the rubber flaps of the door, and you see this cute little corgi. Sandy colored fur, little patches of white
we're
right on the
not getting
flanks.
the corgi.
You can actually see it's wearing this little, almost like a little pilot's hat with little goggles on it.
Oh my god,
You hear
no!
this little woof, and as it begins to drift, you see it's just seconds away from being dropped into this planet.
No! Are you gonna do anything?
I'm gonna try to
Like,
do
why did you press that?
an athletics check to get up there and try to save his life.
Okay, as this
you're
begins to get closer and closer, make an athletics check. As you run, you're going to dive out and try to basically catch this corgi as it
Yeah, that
drops.
corgi's dead.
5 plus 4.
Spice, are you doing anything?
Oh, well, we're both gonna do the same thing. We're both leaping after
Okay, go ahead and
it.
make an athletics check, because as you see, okay.
It's gonna be like a 10.
Can I try to jump jets over?
Yeah, and I think you're the last person in the space, so that's,
All of us are like,
that's all three of you.
I'm not.
Why'd you
gonna
press
save
the
it.
button so fast? God. Oh boy.
Oh,
What is it?
man.
A dex?
No, this would
Something.
be a
Athletics.
athletics.
19?
Okay. Bubbs, you're the first person, and you're almost frozen in place. You're like, that's so cute, right to the point where it opens. And you're like, shit, you begin to run, but it's already too late. Spice, you're a little quicker. You see this happening because you're not actively using the panel. You begin to move, but you can already tell you're going to be too late. And then all of a sudden, right by you with the jump jets, Shade, completely emotionless, not in any way attached to this pet, jumps out, and you hear this as this dog is like grabbed by Shade.
Like grab it by the scruff and
Sure.
just like
You take it by the
place
scruff.
it down.
I'm gonna run over to Shade and the corgi,
Sure.
and I'm gonna put on a glove, and I'm gonna start petting it.
Make a survival check.
It bites you.
No, I'm very good at survivals.
That-
5
You just roll bad every
Yeah.
single time.
plus 12. The one thing I can actually add something
Oh,
to
that's a
it.
big bod.
So I
Bubs, you
guess
bend
he's
down.
gonna be the pet handler.
You really get down on
that
this
from the
dog's
start.
level.
I'm the only one who's gonna take care of it and
I
clean
know-
out the box.
everybody
Everyone
knows
knows
that.
that.
You hold out your hand, and this dog gets a little bit closer. You can see the goggles like slip down a little bit over its head. You see the corgi like knocks its head up and like reset. It's definitely used to these, but it wanders up. You see, as the nose gets close, it pulls it back. There's this weird sensation to it, and it doesn't seem too sure. But you wait, you give it a chance to approach you, and after a little bit, it gets a little bit closer, and you feel almost like a tingly sensation as it licks the tip of your finger. A little saliva left on your finger.
He likes me. I think I'm gonna name it.
And I'm gonna think back to like my favorite things in life, and my favorite thing in life is squeaky clean wipes.
Oh my god.
And this dog just made a kind of like a squeak kind of bark.
Sure.
I think I'm gonna name him Squeaky. Oh, he likes that name.
He kind of looks like a cannoli. I was thinking maybe I'm just hungry.
It's your morale.
You've named every single thing in that food so far, yeah.
Biscuit, muffin.
Everything was a pastry.
I know.
I just like pastries.
I don't know, like, I
Do
mean,
you
this,
feel better?
I mean,
Great. Let us go.
I don't care at all about this dog. While all that was happening, can I have looted the room?
Yeah.
I also want to look for office supplies. I have one pen. I want a ream of paper, a few notebooks, a stapler.
Make a perception check as you loot the room. Actually, I would say with that, as all this is happening, you can take
Crafting
10.
supplies.
No problem. You can add a ream of paper to your
Okay,
inventory.
cool.
You're also looking for pens. There
Yeah.
are several boxes when you begin to look into the desks and the drawers and things of like what is just disposable black pens.
Yeah.
So you can add up to 50 if you would like. What else are you looking
Just like a
for?
stapler.
Yeah, go for it.
I guess I'll take a hole punch because why not?
There is no hole punch.
And then is there anything like interesting that I can kind of loot without it being like I'm saying loot, but I really mean steal, but I don't want it to be like something noticeable. Like this is all mundane stuff.
What was the roll that you had for? I know that you had rolled a perception check earlier.
I don't know. It's high though. My wisdom.
I think it was like
It
a
was a
24.
Yeah.
24?
I
Okay.
remember
Because it's
that.
wisdom
That
in
was
my.
So you make your way over toward that little door. You can see it's almost like a little side room. And as you look at the sign, you don't speak Sharon, do you?
No, I speak Yosoki in common. I think.
Oh,
You open the
Spice
door.
Yeah.
Can help you with languages.
Not yet, right?
Well, I can. If I take, I think it's like.
You have that thing, yeah.
Yeah, but you
I
guys
have
are
a
doing the dog
language
stuff.
Thing. I can decipher language.
Yeah,
for
but
like
you're
up to, like,
upstairs.
250 words.
Well, we're
So-
over here now.
Y'all are
'cause we have
bonding
to
with
save
this
the
dog I don't care about.
Okay.
You open the door without
Yeah.
reading the sign. And as you look in, you can see there are dozens and dozens and dozens of different little chemical supplies. this is probably a stock room for, what is the laboratory beyond. So without really looking, you can see a whole variety of different chemicals. There are beakers. There are all kinds of things. What are you looking for?
Kid in candy shop, but keeping in mind I've just got this cargo vest on and a ream of paper and a stapler and a
Your arms are like full.
yeah. Okay. I put down 1 box of pens
Okay.
and a stapler.
Sticks things in your cheek pouches, right?
Yeah, I got yeah.
Oh, the stapler
chemicals.
goes off in your
Yeah.
cheek.
You should put the chemicals in there probably.
Yikes.
Okay.
Little
I will
bleach, a little chlorine.
I'm gonna spend until the time it takes for someone to find me and pull me away, looking for the labels, identifying some of these things if I can, and I want to take anything with any healing known properties.
Sure, make a physical sciences check. Or a life sciences check.
Yeah.
While this is happening, Echo, what are you doing? This group that you just came to join was cool, and then just dispersed. And then you saw them crane drop a dog from the sky and shade rescue it from being eaten by a plant.
Echo's a bit confused.
Yeah.
Welcome to Mosaic Team 5.
I'm kind of just hanging out in the hallway where they left me. There's a big plant there. We were told to go this way, quickly. Now you're dropping animals from the top of a conveyor belt into a plant. Cool. But Echo sees Spice motioning them over, and they just kind of head forward.
Sure.
What do you think about this puppy?
It seems to be a corgi.
Oh, androids.
We have an even
What a
worse Android. No,
bummer.
I'm kidding.
What's that supposed to mean?
The two of you. We just got to the point where I like you, Shade.
You thought she was pretty for a second. That was so good.
So, all
15.
of you have... Okay.
Wait. Spice is gonna go into this room with this ridiculous animal.
Okay.
In it, and
You have to
do
make
that.
your way through this sanitation chamber. So there's this brief lock for 5 seconds where it
She turned it off.
fills.
I'll probably
She
go with.
disabled the 2 that. So if you look where Spice's
there's
character is,
2?
there's 2 right there, which she disabled. There's 1 that goes into either of the corner labs.
Oh.
So Spice, you go through this briefly, and then you end up in a room that reeks of chloroform. But we'll get back to that in 1 second.
Thank you.
For you, with the 15, looking through after a little bit, you take some time, and there are a number of things that you could use with healing properties. Nothing that in and of itself would be especially useful, but you find elements of a moss that just looking at it and smelling it, and in the way that you are attuned to healing things, it has the right ripeness and the right kind of loam smell that as you go through. There is this
Good loamy
I
smell.
love the smell of loam.
I do too. There is this really bright orange powder. You've never seen it before, but you kind of take the top off, you sniff it, and based on the smell, although it kind of instantly burns your nose and you're like, oh, I shouldn't really smell that, these things together probably will work in some kind of healing way. You intuitively take the things that you know will work. No problem.
Okay. So I grab 1 set and I grab them to have, and then I grab 1 set and I just pour it in my jar, pour it in my jar, and
There's
just
a brief as it fizzes from that first addition. The second one, the fizz goes down. You see that murky purple shift and turn into almost like a dull orange, like the color of rust. It still has all the chunks and the little bits of hair that float around in there, but
yeah.
yeah.
Cool. And then with 1 set in hand and 1 set in jar, Gibbs is a happy camper, and we'll go sit and wait for my friends.
There you go.
I'll chill next to Echo for a little bit, kind of sizing her up.
Sure, you do that.
Echo
Spice.
just kind of looks down towards you, and you see the eyes kind of turn off and turn on, and you get that's a slow blink.
Amazing. Spice, what are you looking for? You enter this lab as the mist kind of settles around you. It's a negative pressure space, so the air flows into the sterilization chamber. smell chloroform. You can see there's a number of different like laboratory equipment around, and then this huge dead creature. You can see based on the tentacles that come off and the little suction cups, probably at some level aquatic. There's a number of eyes on the head. You see not just the two that face forward. There's also one on the forehead and two that look off to the side. What are you doing?
So there are two things that she's looking for. She's looking for like loose augmentations to see if like you know Shashawik or Jade is like using augmentations on these animals.
Sure.
Also looking for signs of General Protectorate force.
Okay.
And that what was it? SRG-002.
Make a perception check.
Come on, baby, be good.
It's so
Oh! Natty 19, that's gonna be at least a 29.
Okay. So you take a little bit of time to look around this room. You don't find any kind of augmentations. You can see that there's a number of things here pointing towards like genetic research and modification. Looking at this creature and looking at some of the assorted files that you find around, this was an effort, and certainly marked as a failed effort, to combine a number of different creatures. You don't find in this lab anything relating to GPF, and so you'd imagine very much this is a Shashawik Genetic Solutions thing. And as you begin to look through, you don't see any signs of them working with the GPF. You would imagine that is much more related to Jade.
Okay.
Pull this camera.
Oh, yeah, the wire. I'm sorry, it was my foot. No, I punched it with the paper towels and then I pulled it with my foot.
No worries.
Killing it.
The combo breaker.
Any signs? Well, I guess SRG-002 falls into the GFP, that there's no signs of that, right?
Correct. You don't find anything of that nature.
Fuck, is there any, like, fun weapons or tools that I can take from this room?
There's all kinds of tools. I mean, there are scalpels. There is this little, like, handheld laser that you can see they use to cauterize elements. It's attached to a power source. It's as you follow it, it's like a pretty big utility, but you could disconnect it and bring it if you want.
Okay.
There's a microscope. There's an electron microscope. There is several containers of 10 gallons of formaldehyde on the ground.
Stinky. I don't want that. Spice isn't gonna take anything.
Alrighty, no problem. So all of you find your way one by one to the factory floor where this corgi now sort of seems to be like sniffing at Bubbs mostly. What would you all like to do?
I'm making my way out.
Yeah.
We gotta
We
go.
gotta find a car.
Guys, we
Yeah.
have to pose for all the press when we get out.
No, they're gonna not
Hopefully
do
the press
it.
will not be
They're
there
not gonna do
before.
it?
Yeah, Peep was like, no more.
Although we have taken some time
No.
necessarily to boost your morale with a pet.
Oh, you can see right down this little corgi plops down, sitting directly on your foot, Shade.
It's squeaky, right?
I just
Yeah.
look at it.
I'm probably going to. Gibbs probably took off the rope at some point, right?
Yeah, we've definitely been
Yeah,
separated.
I think.
You guys have just been like
Around.
struggling around. Yeah.
Like all the way over here.
I'll probably have made like a makeshift leash and like a rope for the dog.
Okay, yeah, no problem. With some of the material that you can find around, there's nylon rope everywhere.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, into the car. You're coming with
We
us?
gotta go
I
down.
believe so. That is why I was sent here.
Welcome to
I'm
the
gonna head to
party,
the
Echo.
elevator
Oh,
and
thank
then
you.
not pressing the trap button.
Yeah,
but,
good
you know,
idea.
getting it. I can wirelessly do it now, so I'll just fucking make it go.
No problem.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I can't. Yeah,
I
I can't.
can wirelessly
yet.
do it
I gotta upgrade.
with my psychedelic goals.
I have a pending upgrade, but I said till
You're
later.
just, like, pushing
Yeah.
it off.
Remind me
Later. Remind me in
Baby
6
lip.
hours.
Before we
Interestingly.
leave, could I pass through the bamboo and grab the android's broken jetpack?
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So as you guys make your way out, you don't need to roll for it. You already found it.
Okay.
Hey guys, I found some things.
Yeah, and first of all, as you guys all reconvene, Gibbs comes out holding a ream of paper, like all these office supplies. You can see just a number of things. Excuse me. However, you guys can make your way to the elevator, no problem. Using a variety, whether you want to use a stick or telekinetic powers, you can push the buttons. As you make your way down to Choice Communications, there are already people here, and actually, you already passed this group of people. You can see they've made a little bit of progress working on the elevators, cleaning things up. The bodies have been covered. Yes.
If ECCO came to deliver medical supplies. Can we all full heal real quick?
So there are sorry. What was delivered is 4 basic medical kits. So you can certainly use those if you want.
Wait.
I'm fine.
Wait. Are you hurt?
I am, but
Oh.
not significantly now that we're leveled up.
Well, you've never seen me do this before, but once per day I can spend 10 minutes to heal you 20 whole points.
Of
That
SP?
is-
Nope,
Perhaps you
HP,
can,
always HP in my
Always
book.
HP.
Well, I only need SP, so...
Can you?
Well,
do
then
that
you don't
in
need
the
real
car?
healing, so stop talking. It doesn't count.
I only need a 10-minute rest.
Well, we'll have. It's like more than a 10-minute car ride, right?
Yeah, I'm sure we're fully healed.
We'll sit in the car for 10 minutes.
Echo, for you who have worked alone for a certain amount of time, this is overwhelming. You walk and this group just kind of like chattering back and forth. Very chaotic. And every now and then you just hear this little like, almost like a little burp from this dog as it seems to be sort of adjusting to its new conditions.
Medical supplies, please, though.
Echo like takes the pack from the side and kind of like opens it up. Just like deposits 4 packs into your paw.
Okay, I put them on top of the ream of paper, and it becomes one of those things where it's like, you gotta look around it in order to get...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like tilting a little bit over time. No problem.
Because I can't hold a backpack.
Real quick, Joe. So the itinerary is we're going to go meet this guy who's going to outfit us in the car.
Wantobin.
Are we going to have any like time before we go onto the ship to leave, or?
You would imagine not. Peep asked you to drop into the drift as soon as you could.
Okay.
Peach stick.
He does. One of the things that he did say, and I'll tell you guys a little bit from a metagame perspective, if you guys want to have this island adventure, you guys have reached a point where like you are able to select your work a little bit more. So you would imagine Peep is now going to go and try to find a little bit more of
Hell yeah.
a little bit more of a slow-paced, relaxed thing. It's just going to take some time to put together. So your downtime is coming.
Yeah.
That being said, at the moment you are in a bit of a rush.
Yeah. Okay.
So, you make your way down. Once you get to choice communications, things have begun to be cleaned up. I will say, Shade, as you tune in to elements of what is happening, you can hear those computers still going, those servers still clicking away. You'd imagine at that point, you're getting close to that 2-hour mark. It's going to end soon, but this is completed relatively in its entirety.
Oh, for the...
Yeah, 2 hours, like, time to
Will
fly
always
there.
be junk, yes.
You know what we did, right? It's impressive.
So, you get to that point. You can take the elevator down. You notice it has been fully repaired. You no longer need to worry about the traps.
Jeez, they're fast here.
They followed you guys up. They've been working for a while. You guys
weird.
have been in here for about an hour and 50 minutes.
They're trying to get things right back up and running.
It's Sunday night. They're trying to
Corporation.
get people in.
On Monday? Jesus.
yeah.
Should be a holiday.
Can't miss a Monday.
Yeah, I mean, terrorist attack, or no terrorist attack, work's got to get done.
This is dystopian 22.
The pencils still need to get pushed.
Corporation's got a capitalism.
Exactly. Yeah.
Damn straight,
It's the
okay.
middle of March. They're trying to get stuff done before the summer. So
Pencils don't push themselves, you know.
you make your way down to the front, and as you get to the lobby, you can see there are already a hive guard waiting there. The elements of entrails and things that you had seen have been mostly scraped away. You can see there's still certainly like stained, rust-colored just stains around the bottom of where the...
Is Andy there?
You do not see Andy. Although as you make your way through the lobby and out, you can see Andy drinking a cup of coffee, smoking a cigarette. He's standing by a large black hover car sized for 8 people. He holds the door open, and as you guys walk up, he says, "Hey, you guys did it! Good job! I didn't even need to follow you. So you're
Nice.
supposed to get going. Good to meet all of you.
Enjoy your retirement.
Thank you. I'm absolutely going to now. That was a lot of noise."
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to pass him 2 pieces of paper and just say, I've earned it to give this to you.
I don't understand what you're trying... What do I do with this?
Just read it.
He takes the papers and he looks at them. They're just blank?
No, they're Junk Falls. Like,
Oh,
they're like my
okay.
pamphlets. I'm like recruiting him to the Church of Junk Falls, and I'm telling him that I've earned it, not that he's earned it.
Make a diplomacy check.
Oh my god, yes.
I've
I
earned
politely
asking a
asked
random
once,
stranger.
and he said no.
Excuse me, sir. Can
It's a
you have
2
a moment to
plus
speak
an
about the Lord
8.
and Savior Jehovah?
So 10 total.
I'm not really into any of that religious stuff, so take that.
I push again with my grifter feat, which allows me swindling, tricking, and integrating yourselves using my force of personality.
Another check.
And I'm like,
Gibbs is a fucking
you
grifter.
need this.
Make another check.
Okay.
She is a street rat.
I am a street rat.
Hey, I am too.
Oh, I thought it was a 1. It's a 7.
That
I was
happens
like,
all the time.
the universe does not want me to succeed. I'm sorry. 7 plus 8 is
15.
15. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, okay. He takes the paper, crumples it, and you see him stick it in his back pocket.
I feel satisfied. I get
Anyways,
a car.
your company is sending you to this arms dealer, I guess.
Oh,
Fun.
yeah.
One thing I have heard about this guy, he's pretty much on the up and up. We haven't had problems with him or anything. He likes to be called by his full name, so just say the whole thing.
Well, can you say that out for me again?
Dick one Tobin.
That was a good try for a Lashunta. That's, you know what? That's not bad. Dvichtik one Tabin.
Dvichtik.
Dvichtik. Yeah, like it, like you'd spell it.
Like meat stick wontabin.
Dvichtik one top.
Tveeccik.
Meat stick
K-I-K?
wontabin.
Kik.
Oh.
One Tabin spelled won't, A-B-I-N. So just call him by his full name. He gets kind of, I don't know, he gets weird about it otherwise, and he'll be fine.
Great, thank you.
Kind of steps aside and begins to walk back to his cruiser. One by one, if you want, you can make your way into this vehicle and towards this arms dealer.
Alright, wait, so
Let's
we're
do
loading
it.
into the car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem.
I take up the seat next to me with all my bullshit.
Okay.
Spice, reaches up her arms and, drapes it around Echo and is like, so, Echo, tell me your story.
I was a corporate delivery droid. Now I am here.
So, you're a bounty hunter now.
Yes, I suppose that is true. I deliver bounties.
Have you ever killed anybody?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Did you kill a living being? And she, mocks an android boys.
That's quite rude of you.
Shade's just sitting there, not expressing any emotion, but like, oh, this bitch.
I'm gonna be covering the Squeaky's ear.
Guys, can you not say the K-I-L-L word around Squeaky, please?
Well,
Bubbs. The dog does not speak.
I know that, but maybe I don't care.
at this point, he's getting the pop, trying to knock your hand off its head.
It's really cute that it's got goggles. I didn't think about how we could dress up the pet. I only thought about having the pet. But now I know that the pet is accessory with accessories, and that kind of makes me excited about it. We could share clothes.
Yes, this dog is certainly a morale boost for all of you.
Old Solarian civilization sometimes experimented with animals and discovered that perhaps they do understand some form of human language.
Yeah, see?
Sit.
Echo agrees.
I like her.
You can see the dog already sitting, just kind of looks at you, Bub's ears, or hands over the ears.
It does know language.
Oh my God! I can't wait to teach him all these tricks. He's gonna be my best friend.
Ooh, here's the
like
thing.
Bubs.
You could teach him to only go to the bathroom in the
This
airlock,
is the point where Shade's
and
like,
then
yep, I do not
you just let him back in, and then you put the poop in the airlock.
Oh,
It's a good idea.
that is a really good idea.
Never thought about how you get rid of poop in space, but yeah, you could just space it. Why not?
Yeah.
We have a trail of shit
The whole,
that people find
the
us
whole
'cause of our
universe is
Well,
a
it
litter
freezes
box.
immediately almost, so it's gonna.
chunks of
Yeah.
icy shit.
But then they become asteroids, and then that's people make jewelry and shit out of it.
Asteroids.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice job.
Nothing but the best for my Squeaky.
Is squeaky toys? Oh, or is bathrooms?
Said what?
What? What's the
I
best?
said nothing but the best.
Oh,
for my
nothing but. I
Squeaky.
thought you said only the best. I was like, what's the only the best? We're good. We're good.
Spice
I teach him how to
smiles.
go on the toilet and meet
Shade
the
looks out the
fuckers.
window.
And Spice smiles with gratification, watching Bubs love the corgi, and she's just like, anyway, Echo, where are you from?
I suppose that is also a difficult question to answer. I am from the ECCO Corporation. But
Do you not remember anything from your past? Before you were reset?
I don't know if reset is quite the right word for it if you are just activated and suddenly put into service.
Like, I don't know shit about androids, I'm sorry. I've been living with one for a while.
They
and still don't
care
know
about
shit.
us.
You see Shade just staring out the window.
I know.
As
I know
you-
that you have a repression directory, and I'm so curious about that. I want to find the switch that repressions that shit, because I want to know.
It's a
It's the
zip
taint.
folder.
It's the tank.
For sure.
Just every weird part of Shade is like
always
a homie
like, oh,
switch
yeah.
for
Do you
something.
have a dick
It's
that
a
you
bop
stick
it.
into things
It's a bop
to
it.
connect to other computers, Echo?
Just a slow blink, man.
the lights just go out and then turn
Can
on.
Shade look out the window harder?
As you look out the window here, you are all moving down a path.
Like
Here,
bullying androids.
in the barrier hive, there are no roads. Instead, you can see almost like a little field with tiny crimson flowers that you pass over. The hover car, just displacing them a little bit. But over the course of about 10 minutes,
Oh my god.
you do make your way to this this space.
10 whole minutes.
You can see there are, as you pass, these little posts with these globules of sugar, almost like a semi-liquid sugar. And as the lights now
Giant
have
butterflies.
gone out, you do
Giant
see
moths.
giant moths or butterflies.
Oh.
But however, you notice these clumps of sugar seem to attract these very bright fireflies as you pass. The streetlights here, just clusters of fireflies.
That's pretty cool, Joe.
Blue-green light spills across, slightly ebbing and fading, but you do come to this road called the Accidian Band, and here you find a sort of circular structure that the car stops at. The door opens, and you can see the circular structure attaches to an old factory, though any lettering or signage has been scraped and scrubbed away over time. The circular building outside, almost a kiosk and definitely newly installed. You can see it's actually lifted up on cinder blocks, so maybe 8 feet off the road in total. There's a almost freshly created, you can still see greenness to the wooden steps that go up to the doorway. From here, even at this time, you can see through this almost like it's really almost like a titanium trailer that's kind of lifted up. But through the window, you can see a Sharin kind of moving around, or at least the silhouette. There is like a shade drawn. The person who moves there seems to be like a little bit hunched back, but they move about the office, and then suddenly the shade goes up, and you can see the Sharin. Bottle of Windex in one hand, not a sponsor. Bottle of paper towel roll in the other. And right as they're about to spray, they kind of peer out through. Yeah, look at that, role playing. Now we're LARPing. About to spray, the window kind of looks. The arms drop this stuff. You could see the window open up, and he just leans out and goes, "Are you Mosaic Team 5?
Yes, you must be Tvich Chick One Tobin.
Yeah, Tweech Stick One Tobin. Pretty good for not a Sharin. One sec." Shuts the window, disappears over, and you can see the door suddenly unlock and swing open. Beckons you all in, and if you want, you can climb the wooden stairs and into the space.
We're going.
I'm gonna go in, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over to the window and I'm going to clean it.
Okay. You can see he turns and make a diplomacy check.
Oh no, I'm not daddy.
Oh yes, your other shitty die.
5 plus
This is an ongoing
minus
trend.
1, 4.
I love that you have the minus
It's
one.
like you have weighted die that are
Hey,
all,
hey,
like,
don't
poorly
touch that,
weighted.
okay? Just leave it.
Oh, I just wanted
The
to help.
floors are slippery, and I can't have you just slipping, okay?
But you're gonna
Step
clean.
Bubs, just
Back.
sit
You're
down.
gonna clean it later, right?
What was I just doing when you came here?
Oh, you're right.
Stay. Okay, for the rest of you, Mosaic Team 5, welcome.
Thank you.
It's
Pleasure to be here.
kind of unusual for Chichawic Genetic Solutions to be putting up for somebody. We've done some work in the past, mostly during the war when we needed to outfit their security. Arms are kind of hard to get, and so, I can find a thing or two here. But, all right, so who's getting started? Who needs stuff?
I think we all do.
I plop my shit on a counter and I say, "Show me what you got."
Okay, Yosoki first. Come on in. He walks around the counter and he opens this door to like a little back space, and you see, despite all of this looking, relatively roughshod, as he opens this, there is a gigantic, state-of-the-art, what looks like almost a 3D printer that you can enter into. You see cylindrical, beautiful, and for you, Bubbs, looking in, this is like spotless, this room. The glass cylinder completely clear, so much that you can almost not see the glass, where they're not the backlit keys to various keyboards kind of clustered around it. But you can see he takes this wheeled stool, rolls it up to a computer screen, and sits down, and he gestures you to enter into the tube.
Too big enough for me and my jar?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Easily. This would accommodate a large creature for sure.
Great.
So you step into
go
it.
in.
As soon as you step in, the tube shuts. It's almost like a hydraulic. And he turns, his voice a little muted through the tube, but he says, "All right, so what are you looking for?"
This is only guns, or is it guns and armor?
So no, I'm going to give all of you armor. They give me like a design I have to follow, so I'm going to give that to you as well. But, what kind of guns do you use? I have stuff in stock.
I guess I only use short arms, but if you had anything with sort of like a magic crystal or something that would work.
A magic crystal?
Yeah.
Lady, look at me. I'm not doing magic-related things. This is a 3D printer, and it's going to make you some cool weapons,
Okay.
provided I have the materials.
Do you have a gun with a pocket on it?
I don't have one that just comes with a pocket, but if you're looking for attachments, I do have those, and I am authorized to give them to you, of course, at a little bit of a discount. Let me see what I have here.
Okay.
can
Maybe
see-
you tell me then.
He spins through. You said small arms?
Only small arms, I think.
Ah, okay. Well, I do have something I can print off. It's from an old company called Codicus. I don't know if you've heard of them, Codicus Weaponsmiths.
Nope.
Yeah, they make some medical supplies.
Ah.
Try this, and you can see he like wheels down a couple different things, then presses a few buttons, and as that happens, all of a sudden you feel this weight in your hand, and in your hand there is a hard light mock-up of a weapon. It looks almost like a wand, and he says, "This can fire concentrated blasts of light waves at targets. It delivers intense heat, and it kind of leaves little to no mark or permanent damage, but it packs a punch." I think this was originally designed as kind of a peacekeeping weapon because it doesn't leave visible marks, but but that is one option. Let me see what else I have.
Ooh, non-lethal.
And
Ooh, I love
when
that.
I was buying stuff out of Codicus when they went out of business,
yeah.
I did find something else that might pique your interest. He kind of touches a whole bunch of buttons again, and suddenly that form shifts and changes to a sleek chrome pistol with a backwards-facing loader. You switch that out with you there. This, kind of designed for similar purposes. It's a needle pistol. You need different kinds of ammunition, I think. I can give you empty needles, but you would need to fill them yourself. But those are kind of the small arms options I think I have. Make a diplomacy check.
Sure. 15 on the die plus 8 is 23.
The only other thing that I think I have wouldn't be better than those things. So those are probably the best I got.
Can I? Sorry, I'm sorry. Can I look at the two together?
Yeah.
Just because me, Ariana, needs the
He
both.
spins a bunch of things up, and suddenly in each hand you now hold one. You kind of compare them side by side, and as you pull them up in this tube, you felt it as you went in. There's like a vague mist that the light is being projected into to appear this way. But as you kind of look at them in the mist itself, you see these little numbers float up, and you can actually see the stats, so to speak, of these weapons side by side.
And there's no chance for both of these. I dual wield occasionally.
I'm only supposed to give one weapon and one bit of
Okay.
armor. The attachment, I'm kind of just, I didn't write anything about it, so, I can make some money.
I think I want the non-lethal one.
Okay, no problem. He kind of spins everything else. The needle pistol disappears, and suddenly the elements and particulate hardens in your hand, and this pistol becomes real. You
like
see almost like elements like begin to form like a skeleton in your hand of the weapon. You see the internal mechanisms begin to appear, and then you hold it.
I go. You guys have never seen me excited about a gun before, but I go, or whatever you do with a gun, and I say, "Meet Mercy."
Okay, that's why I don't put the ammo in. We'll give you that afterwards, but yeah, great. So I also am supposed to give you some armor. Give me 1 second. He presses a
Extra
bunch of
pockets,
things.
please.
No, and he puts on top of you suddenly over your clothing. You see it's like this white, very, very almost iridescent looking color. And as it prints out on top, it is a dark blue, like mosaic shade plexiglass bodysuit, which I believe is level 3 armor. I'll have to double check.
I don't really know what that means. I'm sorry.
As it prints over, the first thing that it seems like, this light becomes almost filaments of plant-like material, and it wraps around you, very unpleasant from the previous experiences you've had. But very quickly, this is like bioengineered plant with incredibly tough fibers, and it hardens into an armor. The tensile strength of this it's like armor. You bend it and hold it, you your teeth into it, very hard.
I put my cargo vest back on over it.
Sure.
Check all the pockets. This'll do. Thank you, Veststick Wantaben.
Tvitschtik, one topping.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you.
It's okay. And he presses a little button and the tube opens up. Can you send in your next friend?
Yeah, Echo, you're up.
Okay.
Get in the tube, please.
Echo like thumps into the tube. Just like holds up their semi-automatic pistol and
Okay.
is just like, I only have this, and this seems insufficient.
Okay. And so, like, what are you looking for? I mean, is there a kind of thing that you use?
Well, I do prefer things that I can shoot from afar, if at all possible. I'm not exactly what one would call protected.
So, are we talking like a rifle? Are we talking like a sniper rifle? I mean, what are we thinking here?
Echo kind of thinks for a second. It's like, well, I have heard that the Sheeran have a quite nice rifle that can be shot from 250 feet away.
I don't know what you're talking about, but perhaps. Make a diplomacy check.
No, please. It's not even mine.
Sweet.
An extra one.
Civilians can't really buy sniper rifles or things that could operate at that distance. Would you roll?
Oh, hold on. That's not my character sheet.
Probably won't be there then. He looks you up and down a little bit, and you can already sense he's like pulling back a little bit.
Diplomacy?
Yeah.
8.
I don't really have anything of that nature, unfortunately. I did give your friend the last copy of something that I had that maybe could have been useful for you. I showed them a needle pistol before. I have, you see, he presses a couple of buttons, and as he does so, a small weapon appears in your hands. It's a short pistol, and you can see underneath it seems to have almost like a much larger loading mechanism than you're familiar with. You can load flares into this, but it uses magnesium flares specifically to deliver scorching fire to people. It's not a huge range, about 50 feet, but it does get the job done. And as you look at it and consider it, you can see these kind of stats on it.
Echo kind of like hoists it in their hand and like kind of aims it.
That's made out of light, so it's not really going to have the right feel, but rough mock-up.
This will do nicely, thank you.
Excellent. You can see he presses the button, kind of prints out. Similarly, he says, and everybody's getting the same thing. Sorry, company pays for it. You know how it is. Presses a couple of buttons and again prints out very similar plexiglass bodysuit. Same exact thing. It's these organic plant fibers that weave together to form an alloy. But that is I think it's plexiglass armor is what it's actually called.
Looks. Yeah.
I have to pull up the.
Is
I
it
didn't-
thin plate? It might be thin plate.
It might be.
Yeah, because that's the one that's actually like you can like mold it around your body to like make it like it's like Play-Doh kind of armor.
Give me 1
Yeah.
second. I'll find
Skitter
it.
hide?
No.
No, I have it right in front of me.
Not skitter
You're
hide.
looking at armor?
So you guys are all getting
Yeah.
the same armor as a part of this deal.
I didn't see that on here.
Clear weave?
I think it's clear weave. Yeah.
The fuck? I'm looking at the book.
Oh, that's light armor. That's why I wasn't paying
Ah,
attention.
It's
yeah.
normal
so,
armor.
So clear weave is what you guys are getting.
Fuck, what the
It has
heck?
no
That's not even in
upgrade
here.
slots.
It's free. Free 99.
What level is
$3.99.
the fuck
Wait, but
clear
this
weave?
is so good for
3.
Gibbs.
This is the lowest level of it. Just to be very clear, there's 4 different levels.
This,
I
yeah,
believe. Okay.
clear weave 1, right?
Yeah,
It's
Level
197 in the
Yep,
book.
yep, yep.
Oh,
way
it's
better
from
than-
no, it's from the
Yeah,
It
I'm
should
looking
be
at
better
page
than what you
197.
No,
Yeah.
it's from the armor's.
If you want it from the book,
other
it is.
Okay.
You can pull the book out.
It's
They
like
have
the
all
arms
books.
and armor one, I think.
Okay.
Starfinder Armory.
Yeah.
So you need anything else, or you send the next one in?
I suppose that is enough. Thank you.
Presses the button. Tube opens up.
I suppose you are next.
Alright, Spice walks in.
Okay. He turns around. All right, Lashunta lady, what do you want?
Are we in a private room?
Yes. So the door shuts. You are now alone with this little,
Dvichkik?
Tvichkik?
Wonton.
Shiren is the word I was trying to remember.
Okay, so Spice is gonna kind of like straighten up and she's going to assume her 4th wing squadron position with her arms crossed behind her back and she's gonna get real serious.
Okay.
Oh, frick.
She's like, what do you have in the way of snipers?
Am I in trouble?
No, sir. I just need to know what you have in the way of snipers.
Make an intimidation check.
Betcha.
2?
2, but I have a pretty significant because it is a natural 2 though. Let's see. Intimidation is. So it's going to be. It's not an 18. It was a natural 2. 11.
11. No, I would never carry something like that, I promise. That would be absolutely illegal.
You don't carry sniper weapons.
We're not allowed to sell them to civilians. I would never do something like that.
All right. What do you have in the way of small arms?
Well, I've released most of the small arms that I have, unfortunately, to your friends. Let's see here. I do have a needle pistol left. He kind of looks over at you. I have another version of that that weapon that you all already have, and he points down to your SMG. But pretty much the exact same thing.
Okay.
It just has a folding stock, but
Well, if it's the same thing, I don't need it, right?
I would agree with that.
Okay. She's gonna lean in a little bit harder and be like, "Did you hear about what we accomplished today? Are you sure you don't have any sniper weapons in the back there? Do you know anybody with a sniper weapon?"
Make a diplomacy check this time.
Nice. That's what I was going for. Please. Okay. Well, it's not. It's going to be an unnatural 20.
A dirty
Okay.
20.
You don't work for the GPF or anybody. You're not like the Hive Guard.
No, sir. I work for Mosaic Team 5.
That's right. All right, look. There was a bunch of mercs that came in the other day, and they were trying to sell gear because they were doing exactly what you were going to do. It was a Lashunta group. And they needed some grenades, so I sold them to them. And I remind you, I do not sell this stuff normally, but I had this because they sold it. You see, he stands up from the bench, walks over to this locker, kind of stands in front of it. You hear this little teet, 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 opens it up, and he pulls out. You are familiar with these, as this is a General Protectorate Force weapon. This is the WKD LD Plasma Guide Sniper Rifle.
Yeah.
Make sure to get the heart-shaped laser
It
sight.
uses a magnetic guidance system
I love that.
to shape a plasma discharge into a continuously guided shot. It increases accuracy, and as you hold it up and kind of move it around, it can like maneuver around cover and stuff. You can go ahead and take a look at that.
Nice.
I had to roll a couple checks for that.
It's worth it.
Thank you, kind sir.
Again, you know, that's not something that I would sell. I was going to give it over to the proper authorities, and I assume that's what you're going to do with it too.
Oh, we are the proper authorities. Don't you worry.
Okay. I'm going to just kind of pretend I didn't hear that. That's, going back to wherever it's supposed to be from. Great. He presses a button, and again, you see like this shift in your clothing, and the armor goes over. You can see he's like sweating a little bit. You see around the exoskeleton this kind of like shine to the plates, and he goes, Can you send the next person in now?
Oh no, I want to talk to you about your armor, sir. Do you have any D-suits?
Your company paid for like a standard armor.
Okay. I just want to know if you have any D-suits.
Yeah, I might have one or two.
How much do they go for?
Well, your company already did pay for elements of your previous setup. So you're looking for a D-suit?
Yes.
Give me 1 second as I look that up.
Do you want the book?
I think if you were to pay me an additional 1,500 credits, we could probably make that happen.
Ouch! Sir, we are heroes of the day. Can you bring it down just a little bit?
I am.
A little bit more. 1,500 credits.
Look, I'm already trying to help you out here a little bit,
Not gonna
and
happen.
if this is too much for you and you guys can't really understand how the situation works, we can just kind of move on. I have things to do. It's late. It's almost 1 a.m. I have things that I could be doing right now.
And we appreciate your time so much.
Excellent.
One last question.
Oh, God. Okay.
I am interested in weapon fusions. Is that something you do here?
I wish I could get a hold of weapon fusions, but since the war, it's been pretty regulated. It's not something I can really have.
All right, that's it for me. Remind me what the armor is.
This is, I think it's called Clearweave.
Clear weave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clear
What
weave.
level is it?
Level 3, I
1.
believe.
Oh, level
Level
3.
3 clear weave.
Should I buy the level 5?
You have that much cash?
She's the only one who hasn't
She's
spent money.
She
hoarding
just makes
cash.
everybody
It's
else
like,
spend money.
haven't bought her
I
dinner.
spend other people's money, but
I still
I'm not
have a
gonna
decent
do it.
Frugal.
Do you know someone who can do weapon fusions? Close to here.
Not close to here. I know somebody, but everybody knows this guy. I mean,
Who is it? What's his name? Her name? Their name?
if
Or
I
you
tell
can
you,
text it to me later.
if I just tell you, will you leave?
Most interactions with Spice.
She takes a deep breath, drags from her cigarette. Fine, I'll leave if you tell me.
You see, he's like waving the smoke away. That messes with the particles.
Oh, I love this guy.
Okay, look. His name is William. William the Pleaser. You haven't heard of this guy?
Well, what's his last name again?
He doesn't have a last name.
Oh,
William.
I'm not from this
The-
planet.
He's not from this planet either.
We've never gotten the last
Aren't you a
word.
bounty hunter?
The pleaser.
The pleaser or the
Pleaser.
plazer?
William the Pleaser.
It's like a fixer name. They have
I'm thinking
insides.
strippers though.
Oh.
Is he a
William.
stripper? I know a lot of strippers,
No.
but William the
He
Pleaser.
was a bounty hunter, and then he... You know what? That's really a question for him. So go ahead and ask him. Find
Okay.
him, But next big person, maybe. So
Well,
that
thank
was the
you.
deal.
I'm gone now. Goodbye. She blows a kiss and shuts the door.
Okay, excellent. You see Spice emerge. Echo, interesting for you who asked about a sniper rifle, holding a brand new military-grade weapon.
This is fine.
I can teach you a lot about diplomacy.
That would be appreciated if it gets me things like this.
Let me tell you, I had to do nothing for this. I just talked my way out of things.
Or into things.
Into things?
Mostly into things.
You up? One of the boys?
I'll go.
Nice.
After you, Bubbs.
Bubbs, you walk in. You see he turns around. He said, I said, please send. Oh, thank God. All right, come on. He gestures you in. You can see, you smell a little bit of cigarette smoke. Or no, you don't actually. But
Yeah.
you walk into this
I
tube.
probably see the smoke.
Sure.
Yeah. Did Spice smoke in here? I apologize.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I really like how clean you keep the place, I have to say.
Thank you. The problem is if you don't keep it clean, there's imperfections in the printing process.
That's how I feel about everything in terms of imperfections.
That's a little weird. I'm going to be totally honest with you, but it's about 1 a.m. So let's get a move on into the tube.
Okay.
You step into the tube. The door shuts. So what are we looking for here? What do you use?
Well, I saw the armor that you gave to the other people, and, well, I already have a thin plate, and it's way better than their armor, and I don't really use weapons. I just use my fist. I'm sure maybe, I don't know, do you have anything like, like a ceremonial plate for commanders or a Vesk overplate?
He looks up at this 3D printer. Yeah, the thing is about like ceremonial things. Usually there's like a cultural significance. I can't just print that out. Look, your company gave me a certain armor that I can give you. Standard. That's what you're gonna get. You don't use weapons. That's not really my problem.
I mean, I'm sure if you talk to Peep, he'll allow it.
Allow what? What are you looking for?
Do you have anything from the Defiance series?
Defiance series.
The Elite model?
I mean, make a diplomacy check.
Oh God.
Bubbs, I'll take your extra weapon.
Yeah, just
Do you
take it.
want
We have an
Spice to
armor.
step in there?
Yeah.
She has a lot of diplomacy.
A 3.
Oh,
I never know anything.
Here, why don't you borrow Gibbs's dice? Gibbs's
I
dice.
think
are-
it's just a
gonna
regular
poison
armor.
them.
Is fine.
Well, they're poison colored.
Yeah.
I definitely
Peep
need...
is your boss, the Isoki.
Yeah.
He said you guys were supposed to be like in and out, and you guys have been here about 20 minutes. So you're real in.
Do I have like any money from this job? Am I?
You check your account, has not changed.
I have nothing I can get here.
Get the freebies.
Yeah.
You said, are you only just going to be punching things? Really?
Yeah, but that's really what I do. I mean, I have this, like, red Nova Star kind of blade.
I mean, he kind of goes through and he scrolls through and he says, look, this is something that traditionally might be a little bit more expensive than what I'd be willing to give people, but you need some help. I can already kind of tell. What about something like this? And all of a sudden the light hardens in your hand and suddenly you feel yourself holding, much lighter than it probably will be, but a sledgehammer. You can see steel shaft and the head almost looks like stone. The thing about this is, and don't tell your friends that I showed you this because a little cooler than some of the other stuff. When it is activated, the magma that's encased within the head does emerge, and you're able to do damage that's a little bit more, fire-based than you normally would.
I mostly just kind of punch things.
Fucking choosy beggar.
That's kind of all I got. So,
Take it.
and he kind of disappears, this hardened light.
Would that have been for free?
I mean, the company is paying for it, so I mean, that's kind of all I got in terms of non.
Do you have any armor enhancements that I could take instead of armor, like an adaptive defense?
Do have something. I don't know that you're gonna be able to use it though. When I saw your friend, the other android, I thought maybe they might be able to use it. They're kind of small. I don't know if they'll be able to hold it truthfully, but.
What's like an armor upgrade?
This isn't an armor upgrade. It does take an upgrade slot, but it's a weapon.
Oh, what is it?
He moves his fingers across the board, and suddenly over your shoulder, this mechanical-looking, it's essentially a rocket launcher appears. The only thing is, it does need to be integrated into something. I don't know that you'd be able to do it.
Yeah, I don't think that would be something I would take.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know what to get. None of this really applies to like fighting.
Take the free gun or the free hammer. Gibbs will take anything for free. Little Gibbs rat pops on your
If you really
shoulder.
don't know, I could just throw you some grenades or something like that.
I think I'll just. I guess I could take the sledgehammer. I guess.
I guess I'll take this free item.
Like
that's
super
really
cool
good.
I know, but like
hammer.
All right,
my
no
cast is
problem.
like built for punching. I don't
Fires
really get.
things down, presses the button, and suddenly this hardens in your hand. Over the course of about a minute, this does appear.
Choosy fucking beggar.
It's heavy, and as you hold it, it is almost like this granite axe head. But as you sort of press and feel the handle, you can feel a place where if you were to shift, almost in rings, the handle around, it will ignite into flame. There's an element to it that is almost innately warm.
And I guess I'll take the armor. I think I'm just gonna sell these things.
No worries.
Yeah. And try to buy some actual armor.
So he materializes the armor around you, similar to what you saw. Sorry I couldn't help out more. I'm really, I'm a weapons dealer. I don't really carry around hands.
Okay, that's fine. Do you repair anything?
Like what?
Well, I have this broken jetpack. Could you maybe fix it for me?
Weapons dealer, but,
I can do that.
I can try. I just probably will break it.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Okay. You want to send the last person in? Maybe I can get to bed sometime before tomorrow?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alrighty. You walk out the door.
I go in.
Shade, you enter. He turns and he says, all right, step on in. What are you looking for?
I have no preferences for weapons. I'm proficient in most.
That helps not at all.
Small arms, long arms,
Small
explosives.
arms, long arms. I showed your friend this before. He kind of swings down his hand, and on your shoulder, although much more form-fitting and you would imagine appropriate for you, this pauldron. You can see it has an element that would like swing over your eye were it to be activated. And as you sort of shift around, you can see the stats for it. Sort of something that you can mount on your shoulder, hands-free. Pretty convenient and one of the heavier things that I have.
Does it take two two armor upgrade slots?
It does, yes.
Oh, so it's not compatible with the armor. Okay. Do you have anything that's lighter weight?
In terms of weapons, like super lightweight, like hidden lightweight?
Not necessarily, but I'll take a look.
Well, concealed weapons are not allowed. Make a diplomacy check.
God, these
The androids
diplomacy
with the
checks.
bad diplomacy.
I know, it's great.
How's an 18 for bad?
That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good.
Those
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
There was a gentleman who came in the other day, and I felt so bad. His grandmother had passed away.
That is
She was
unfortunate.
an old Shiren, and you know how that goes. She had something that for most people wouldn't be allowed, but I had sold it to her for self-defense. It's a modified item from Old Earth, actually, if you could imagine that. I don't know if androids have an attachment to the place. It's from an old company that went out of business a long time ago called Tiffany's. I don't know if you're aware of it.
Oh my god.
God.
What is it?
Materializing around your finger, you can see it is a gold ring with a crystalline bee on it. Hidden into that is a contraption that can fire, I think, only once, really. You got to reload it. But for concealed situations, like for her going back home after a long shopping trip, she needs to defend herself. Beautiful and functional.
So you got a wedding ring that's also a weapon.
essentially.
You can
it's like
propose to somebody.
Damn,
bee
if
ring.
I don't see a shoves proposal,
Shoves.
Shoves.
I'm gonna be pissed.
Gabe.
Yeah.
Gabe would be the other one.
I understand
Gade.
that you're giving armor.
Gade, yeah.
If we have funding, I was also hoping that perhaps we could open up a more long-term partnership. We will be needing more weapons and
I'm
armor.
always looking to make partnerships. Yeah, no, absolutely. Your company paid for a certain standard armor, and they gave me a pattern to use. So,
Yes.
you guys are gonna match. Really cute.
Given my nature, I need more armor upgrades than is in the standard package.
You guys work for Mosaic, right?
Correct.
Sounds like a Mosaic problem to me.
I take out my cred stick, say, perhaps it could be both of our problems.
I think so. Yeah. No. So
Love it.
specifically, what are
Love
you
it.
looking for? You're looking for something a little bit more heavy duty. We're looking for something
Lightweight with multiple armor slots.
with multiple armor slots. So you're looking for something that you can really upgrade, huh?
Perhaps like a flight suit.
A flight suit. Specifically, that's what you're looking for?
Yes.
I have station wear.
Or flight skin.
Flight skin?
Yeah, that's the name of it.
I'm not actually familiar with flight skin. Give me 1 second. Are you talking? You're not talking about the station wear. You're talking about.
4A flight skin? Flight skin 4A?
Make a diplomacy check.
Damn, you can have better armor than me.
He's fucking flight.
I'm
Not
the
with this
armor
poor
guy.
diplomacy. Oh, 17. All right. I keep getting good dice rolls.
So is that second skin?
No, that's what I have now. Flight skin. It's level 5 light armor with a bunch of upgrade slots.
Okay. How many upgrade slots is that?
3.
Okay, I just gotta do some quick math because I don't have that in front of me. Da-da-da-da. Okay. Yeah, that is something that we could do. You're looking at about 1,000 creds just on top of what your company gave. Can you do that?
I transfer him the 1,000 creds.
Okay. You hear this little beep, and then all of a sudden your account decreases. The light around you shifts and changes, and you can see similar shade of blue trying to carry over elements of it, but this being a little bit more complex. There is elements. He actually says, "What do you want this to look like?" There's more colors included with this, so
I do not care.
great. Solid blue. It materializes around you. You can add that to your inventory. Hold on.
Yay. Regarding the weapon, either could be useful, so whichever you're...
If we're talking about a longer term partnership, you could give that back, and in the future, maybe I could find something a little bit more to your tastes.
That seems reasonable.
Okay. Dematerializes the hard red around your
I'm
finger.
gonna, like, ping over my contact information to him.
No problem. A second goes by, you see he pulls out his communicator, and then you have his contact information as well. You can add him as a contact.
Yay. Thank you, Tavich Chikwantobin.
Thank you for remembering my name. I actually really appreciate that.
Yes.
When if you guys don't mind, I do want to go to sleep, but if
I
there's
understand,
specific
it is
stuff
late.
that you need, let me know and I can look for it. I do have a couple contacts.
We'll be in touch. I don't want to keep you any later than we've already kept you.
I like you.
Thank
I like you a lot.
Thank you.
Please don't give them my number. Please don't give Spice.
Don't worry, I won't.
Yeah.
Yes, she
What's
is
wrong with
not
Spice?
well versed in proper comm etiquette.
She's intense.
That's not how Shade would describe it, so he's kind of like, okay. Sure. Thank you again.
No problem. Have a good night.
You too.
He walks you to the door.
Oh,
And then-
we're missing one suit. You didn't get a suit, right?
Yeah, I said
Could I have that printed for us? We'll put it in the inventory and just.
Oh no, I'm gonna sell it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, he has it. He's just not wearing
I'm
it.
just gonna sell it later.
Oh, I didn't see it in your pocket there.
Yeah.
My bad.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure doing business with all of you. Shade, you in particular. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night. Opens the door.
Is the
All
car
of
still there?
you- Huh?
Car still there?
Car's still there.
What is it called? The armor?
Second,
Clear weave.
clear weave.
Clear weave.
Oh, what's in the armor? Yeah.
Back into the car.
Sure. So one by one, you load yourselves in the car. You see on the destination screen, it pops up that you are heading right back to your ship. And as you guys begin to move, because it is 8 o'clock, so we're going to take a quick break. Or it is 7:53. So we are going to be back at around 8:05. Stick with us, and we will see you then. Phew.
see inside
And
of
howdy,
her.
folks. Welcome back to Mosaic Team 5. You know we have the thing right there. You can see the image live.
Ba, 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 ba.
Yeah. We're just gonna...
Looks good for me. I don't know. Let me see.
Up to you guys.
How do you feel?
I feel.
Wait,
I'm
sit
on
normally.
the side.
Sit normally.
Well,
This
Thanks,
is,
Phoenix, while we're adjusting.
Yeah, thanks
And
so much.
all of the people, I haven't been able to
Thank you,
redeem it
Talon.
myself because you guys have been
Talon,
redeeming
also,
it.
your shirt is in the mail. I believe it shipped today, so you should be getting it by Monday if you haven't already. So. Thank you so much, Talon, for redeeming 100,000 channel points for that shirt. I appreciate that. And we appreciate you.
Yeah, I missed you last week.
Yeah, we did miss you last week. That's true. Alrighty, so jumping back into our Starfinder campaign. Thank you for doing the cameras, by the way. It looks great.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so when we left off, all of you within this dark, autonomous, almost like a limousine, you begin to make your way back to your ship. You see these streets of the barrier hive now dark, fading by, the beautiful streetlights beginning to go a little bit lower. As you reach your ship, it is close to 2 in the morning. You're right there, Matt? Combat cam!
back cam cookie.
Yeah,
That was
I
the
know.
most difficult thing that I've had to do in a while.
So, you arrive right around 2 a.m. to the ship, and you have seen this previously. Parked out front of the GPF building, which much quieter now. You can still see there are barrier hive guard who are kind of out there patrolling in front of the building. Maybe there was press, but in the time that you have been gone, no longer. You can get to your ship, no problem. You see the Chatitude 2 is gone.
Well, at least he didn't die, presumably.
I was going to put a bumper sticker on his car. Is that a rude thing to do?
Kind of.
Oh, okay.
One by one, if you want, you can enter
gonna-
your ship.
Do the usual, make sure nothing happened to the ship before we go in.
Make a
but,
perception check.
You know, routine security check before entering. Check that all the taillights are still good. 19 plus
Okay.
11?
So
30,
you do a circle check of your ship.
12.
The landing gear all intact. No, tampering. And you do remember there was, and still is, hive guard,
Security,
maybe
yeah.
like 60, 70 feet away.
All right.
So, no problem. You make your way one by one, now with the addition of an additional android and a corgi. And the ship feels a little bit fuller. Now, as you do enter, in the cargo space, there is on the floor a note, a little envelope, and you can see it is from Vess. The handwriting is shaky. As you open this,
I open it.
you can see it is a shakily written letter from Vess explaining, due to his physical symptoms and the application of his father especially, applying some financial pressure to Mosaic. Vess has received a promotion. He is now going to be the science coordinator over for Mosaic. He'll be working remotely from home. And he will be helping all of you by providing some helpful gadgets along the way. He has left and will be able to work closer to a bathroom, whatever happened to him seeming to be permanent.
Damn.
Seems pretty permanent for like 5 fucking episodes.
He's been,
Guys, he got IBS
So-
and like...
when we look at it from a timeline perspective, he's been pooping for like 8 days in a row. Yeah, it's been tough. So, you board. It smells a little cleaner than when you left it. Vest maybe tidying up a little bit before you left.
I check under my bed in a panic. Is all of my things still there?
All of your stuff is still
Nice.
there. All of the little grime, the little wrappers, you find some dirt. There might even be 1 or 2 new insects. Who knows? It's kind of hard to keep track,
Right.
but it seems fine.
Echo, do you need a bunk or like a chair?
Echo just kind of looks over at Gibbs. I think a chair shall be sufficient, but a bunk would be nice, just to lay horizontally.
Well, Vess's bunk is now clear. Welcome home.
Thank you. Who do I talk to about the non-standard ship?
Oh, no one. They know. They are aware.
Well,
Yes, they
only by transponder, but very clearly, if you look at it, it is not the Mosaic official ship.
Yeah, but they know we lost it. That's part of our debt that we're paying off is the loss of the ship.
Yes.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Oh yeah. We have some debt we're paying off, but usually at the end of every mission we get a little bit of pocket change. I don't know if that'll happen this time, but we did a really good job, guys, and
Yes, given our mission success, we should be getting some spending money.
cool. I put all of my armfuls of junk on my bed.
Rolls out the ream of paper, opens, and the sheets just
In the
fly
kitchen?
across. Yeah.
Yeah, my bunk is in the kitchen,
Yeah.
but I do consolidate my mess to my bunk. It is messy in my bunk, but only like
I assume you're a lower bunk, and it's
I'm a
almost
lower
like
bunk,
this
yeah.
just, like,
Spice is
black
like
hole
above.
of trash.
yeah. But like it is contained. Like I've only ever described it after I cleaned for Bubbs because he was a bitch to me.
You know Howl's Moving Castle?
Yes.
I'm kind of picturing it like Howl's room when
Yes.
he's like super depressed. It's just like
I just
a mess,
watched
but
that.
just
Oh, so good.
great movie.
Crush.
So,
Oh my god, I know.
all of you now back aboard this non-standard ship. What are you doing?
I'm probably gonna bring the dog to my room and just like set a little bed for him.
Okay,
I'm gonna start prepping to go into the drift.
no problem.
Forgive me for what I'm about to do to you.
Oh Jesus!
Spice is going to take off her jacket and leave it on her hook by her bedroom. She's gonna go into the kitchen and whip up a couple of Twilight Tulip.
Oh, making drinks for Bubs. Getting them fucking hammered.
And she's going to go into Bubs' room. Or she's gonna knock on the door.
To the armory.
To the armory,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, come in.
Spice like slides it in the door.
Gives us here.
Oh, hi, Spice. How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you? She like slides the door closed behind her.
Okay, I guess.
It's fine.
She like holds up the 2 drinks. We had a rough day, do you want a drink?
Yeah, my second time drinking, but I'm sure I'll handle it a lot better this time. Sure.
And I'll reach out and I'll take one of them.
Suddenly, Bubs, from right down by your ankle, you feel this tug. And as you turn, you look, you can see your little corgi kind of pulling you away almost from this drink. Looks up at you.
Squeaky, Daddy's trying to, have an adult beverage right now. Can you stop?
Make a survival check.
Wow. This dog's a cockblock.
16 plus 12.
This is a good relationship for
28.
Bubs. He needs this.
Just kind of sits down.
Consequences of
yeah.
the
Oh, he just
quarantine.
sits? Okay.
So, do we just like cheers for this, or?
Yes, I think the dog should maybe leave the room, Bubby.
Oh, okay.
And I'll just lead him by his leash and take him outside. And I don't want him to get in trouble, so I think I'll like tie him to like maybe like a bedpost or something in the other room or something.
Okay.
Fucking dog.
So Gibbs.
Or actually, you know what?
Suddenly.
I'll bring him into the central console and just be like, shade, watch, Squeaky for
I
me.
don't think that a dog should be up in the cock. Up.
And I just leave.
The dog just looks at you. You see the little tongue sticking out. But you leave.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I go back in my armory / bedroom.
You find Spice sitting there with her legs crossed, but like she's only wearing her like shimmery gold slip right now, and you can see her long legs stretched out across your like cot on the floor.
It's literally just a mattress on the ground.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining right,
Right next to
now.
the gun wall.
Yeah. She's like fingering
running out
his
there.
guns like loosely.
Oh, I see that you made yourself at home.
I always feel comfortable in here, Bubs.
Oh,
Cheers.
that's
Like,
good.
holds up the glass.
We clink glasses.
How are you feeling about today? I know it was a tough day.
And then all of a sudden my expression kind of changes.
It's a lot to process. I
She
don't.
leans in closer and like feels for that like. So
Force
she's
field?
like she has her hand like going across her shoulders at this point. She's feeling for that like magnetic field.
As you do that, immediately, yeah, your arm feels almost like cold. It's this absence of an atmosphere around you.
She like leans her whole body into it.
You feel it,
she's-
don't you?
I do feel it. What is that?
I don't know. It's something I can't feel.
Does
It's
it have to do with what you're wearing?
no. It happens all the time, no matter what I'm wearing. And I wish I could feel it like how other people feel it, but it's just like my lack of taste, lack of smell. All I can do is just have people describe it to me. Do you know what it's like to have someone describe a flower smell to you? It's not the same.
I have only felt the effects of maybe mind link, and I can only read people's minds, so I almost feel like I'm overwhelmed by people's sensations more than anything else. But no, I love the smell of flowers. They're beautiful, and I'm so sorry you can't feel that.
It's okay. I still can feel some things at least.
She like slides her hand down your back. Can
Oh.
you feel that?
Yeah, I can feel that.
She like unzips your armor. Do you let her?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Bubsy.
Takes it off. Do you let her?
Yeah.
Bubby, is this your first time?
Um,
Have you
yeah.
ever been with a woman before?
No, I haven't.
That's okay. I'll guide you through it. She
Okay.
like takes off your armor.
So at this point, is there? We can fade to black this, but is there a
No,
goal?
I
Okay.
want to go through this sex scene.
Nope. What? So is there an ulterior motive to this, or is this Spice and Bubs kind of hooking up for the first time?
I mean, Spice initially was like really intrigued by this, like, you know, the field around Bubs, but like, Bubs was like the first person in a long time to like ask her out on a real date, and she like
Little
loved
practice
that.
date.
And so
Real
this is
practice
her
date.
wedding. Well, yeah, but this isn't a practice date anymore, bro. Like,
No.
This is a commitment to the practice.
yeah, this is practice. sex.
Congratulations, you made the
Method
team.
So we fade to black there for sure. Shade. You can see this dog initially is kind of like sitting on the ground, but you see the ears like perk up. Are you holding onto this leash?
No, I figured he's just sitting in the seat next to me, and I'm just doing the piloting thing. I'm just,
After,
getting
like-
into the. I'm going in the drift.
Sure.
Prepping to
After
go in
like
the drift.
10 minutes, the dog starts like pawing at the door as if to get out. It seems a little distressed, and
Excuse
you
me.
can hear suddenly there are
Squeaky.
these little whines coming from it.
I guess I would go try to calm it down.
Okay, no problem. Make a survival check.
Ooh, 22.
22. The dog looks a little distressed, but as you sort of begin to pet it a little bit, you see slowly this little tongue work its way out, and then it seems like it forgets all about whatever was bothering it. The ears pop back up. You hear another little "Ruff," and it just scoots back up and sits
I
down.
go back over to the seat after it stops talking.
Okay.
Stops yapping at me.
Kind of jumps up into the co-pilot seat and just sits down. Little goggles slide over its eyes. It doesn't seem to notice.
I'm starting to see why it's policy that we have one pet. I think starting to see the benefits of it.
Sure.
As like the post fade to black and we're just lying there.
Sure.
Um,
Man, I can't get away from it even if I want
On the
to.
floor
All
of the
No, this is the rest of the episode. It's just us.
Oh my god.
I imagine you're probably smoking like a cigarette or something.
Yeah, no fucking doubt.
She's like in the bed, like on her back, like.
Could I try one of those?
Of course you can. She like hands over it.
I'm gonna just.
You breathe it in and let it take you.
Do you have a light?
Of course I do.
And I let her light my cigarette and I breathe and I just.
Thank
It's
you.
dirty in your lungs, but it feels nice. Do you feel that? That's what it feels like to touch you. If anyone has ever smoked a cigarette for the
Menthol
first time, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Can you describe what it tastes like?
It's like minty, but it's like more of a rush, Bubby. You feel it more than you taste it.
I'm gonna lie back down, and I imagine we're like both like on the bed, kind of like in that kind of like close
cot.
contact, kind of like talking.
Someone call that snuggling?
Yeah.
But I get that you don't want to call it
Rubbing up
that.
Are cuddling.
And I imagine
On the floor of the armory.
we're both kind of just staring at the
There's like
ceiling,
blankets everywhere.
looking at like the smoke play in the air.
Spice, there's something I want to ask you, or could you promise me something?
Of course I can, Bubby. What is it?
What Jade was talking about, she wanted to use me as a weapon,
What do you
or
mean?
an ingredient in a weapon for her mutagen, or whatever she was going to shoot off in that rocket. And I want you to promise me something.
I promise.
If anything like that happens again, before I'm actually used for the weapon, I want you to kill me.
She like breathes in and like drops cigarette ash on your bed by accident. I don't think I can do that, Bubby. I can't kill you.
You have to promise me.
Bubby, I can't kill you.
It has to be you.
No. I'm not going to. Bubby, I'm not gonna kill you. What do you mean you're a weapon?
I don't know, but I know Jade wanted to use me as a weapon in her experiments, and something's not right with me. I don't know what I am.
She like runs her hand across her arm again and feels that magnetic whatever, the field.
Just promise me.
And I'm gonna like look into her eyes and like grab her hands.
Promise me you'll make it quick, and you'll do
Alright,
it.
I'll make it quick.
Thank
I'll
you.
do my best.
And then I'm gonna just kiss her and then fall back on my back.
Okay. Echo. As soon as you got aboard, everybody immediately went their separate ways. You stand now
Welcome to the team.
yeah, in this place with Gibbs, who is now just like unloading a pile of junk onto
I
a
showed her
Literally
to
looks
her
like she's
bunk.
just dumping out a
I
bag
made
of
sure that there
trash.
was blankets on it.
Big
You
hefty
received,
bag.
you received a brief
trash.
orientation.
Yeah.
Echo decides to kind of make their bunk their own, and pulls out the one item that they have that isn't a weapon, and they just pull Gibbs sees just a potted tiny cactus
Aww.
that they just put next to their bunk, and they kind of pet it. Good night. And then Echo gets up and walks out of the room.
There you go.
I look at the cactus. I look at Echo. I think spirit plant. And then I pull out a clipboard,
Okay.
start filling out some paperwork, but probably fall asleep long before it's completed.
Sure. What is the paperwork?
An item request form.
Okay.
Would you like to know?
I would.
I thought you would. So I'm actually filling out two versions of this.
Okay.
The first one is for med bay supplies.
Okay.
And it's basic supplies.
Okay.
With the goal of turning this room that Vess had originally claimed, but he's no longer a problem,
Sure.
to make it a med bay. And I'm going to highlight on the form, like, oh, protect your assets, and like, as we get more difficult bounties, like more challenging things to heal, and like field medication only goes so far, and like really like play up the medical officer part of it.
Make a medicine check.
Sure. Oh, gladly. Love that. 9.
Do the medical terms that you're writing
Dirty
sense?
20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
9 plus 11.
You take some time to go through your computer logs. Being the medical officer, you have access to everybody's medical files. You go back, you tally the total of medical expenses in total that they have encountered so far. You play with the numbers a little bit, and you get to a point where you can make it seem somewhat viable that this will be a savings going forward. You feel pretty confident with that.
Cool. The second one is a personal plea,
Okay.
and this pulls up only Gibbs's medical. And this is like more of an emotional plea where it's Gibbs has trauma relating to food insecurity.
Yeah.
And this is a request for 3 months of rations for 10 people. So it is a extraordinary amount of rations.
Yeah.
But this is how Gibbs fills it out. And it is that I can't perform at my best when I am worried. And this is like a targeted fear, a well-documented fear, something that I like have never been shy to admit,
Yeah.
but does impact my performance and I feel hurts my job performance.
I would sign off on that.
Yeah.
Diplomacy check.
And I'll get the, at some point I'll get Spice's sign it off as the ship.
It's late and you're
But,
tired,
yes.
but you're motivated.
Oh no.
Maybe not.
4 + 8 is 12
Okay.
for diplomacy.
You send this message in, and it doesn't make it. You see, almost immediately, it's diverted. That's odd. When you follow the track back, and it's diverted to public image management, which is also very odd. And that kind of triggers something in you. You think back, and as you were looking at your own medical files, you did kind of come across your personnel file. It looked maybe like a line longer than it had been. You tab back. There is an entry from public image management that has been removed. Also very strange. At about this time, your communicator rings, and you see Nazma's name. Your public image management.
Plant Man.
Plant Man?
Yeah.
Well, he works for Mosaic?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's the
he's the
sending
cool public
resources.
image guy.
Okay. Oh, right, the surfer dude. Okay.
You answer?
Yeah.
Hey, Gibbs.
Hey.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. It's a little late, and I'm a little tired. It's kind of been a long day.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I don't
No,
mean to keep you
you're
up,
good.
but I wanted to talk to you about junk falls will always be junk. Your bottles. Yeah, I could tell. Look, that's not a great look for Mosaic, but I think you got a point. I don't like seeing people uprooting the natural order and not considering what comes next. My community, where I'm from, got destroyed in kind of the same way. I'm sympathetic is what I'm saying. So, is this for Junk Falls?
Yeah. I'll be honest.
You know, there was a shipment of rations that I heard went missing. Maybe it could make its way in that direction. But Gibbs, can you tone down some of this? The articles are a little much. Let me help you out.
Shade would also sign off on this.
I guess I'm just considering, but I guess I can't do it alone. It's not impacting my job performance if that's what you're worried about. I'm a little worried about it, but I'm here, and I want to keep these people alive because I also care about them.
I'm worried that if Peep's boss, not even really, honestly, Peep's boss, but Peep's boss's boss, Orion, if he catches wind of this, I think he's going to order you to shut it down, and I think I can help. I mean this in the nicest way, Gibbs. You know, you're not really subtle.
No, I'm not, and
You carry a huge bottle on your back, and your pen name is Bottles.
well, it was intentionally chosen. The person who's sort of leading the charge against Junk Falls, and I explain the whole Chesterfields thing, and I kind of unload on this guy who, like,
And as you start saying, he goes, no, I read everything. I don't know if you're aware of this. The screen kind of shifts, and he pulls us over, and you can see a little bit, kind of grainy, his terminal. And you can see it is a InfoSpear search for the Junk Falls will always be junk hashtag. And you can see there are a number of different articles. You can see links to other things. This is certainly something that is taking off in a much bigger way. And he says, this is good, but this is just awareness, you know? This isn't really going to change things.
Right.
You need to take the next step.
Yes.
Let me help you with that. Rations?
Yes.
No problem. Send me the address.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Seriously.
Yeah, don't mention it.
I won't.
I think you're doing the right thing.
Thanks.
Don't tell people about this.
I won't. And no more forms. I hear ya. I'll
All right. See ya.
let you know. Thanks.
Goes dead.
The coolest.
Wow.
Wow. What a bro.
What a nice guy to have on the Jones
This is
Falls team.
largely thanks to everybody who is watching, who is utilized. There's a threshold to hit to get Nazma involved. And as these are building up, there are different things that will happen. For instance, at a certain threshold, street art might be appearing. Ooh. And that is something that you all might get to see. Ooh. We'll find out. Anyways.
A happy gives kind of the emotion of her multiple jobs wearing off is gonna just curl up on top of all her bullshit on her bed, all the office supplies and like a box of pens and stuff, and she's just gonna fall asleep, kind of spent.
Right as you're about to fall asleep, your communicator rings from Pete. You just see a little thumbs up next to your request, little picture.
Cool. And I let the phone fall on my face, and I fall asleep.
No problem. Is there anything else that the rest of you want to do before we get to taking off and heading towards the drift?
I'd probably not during this with me.
You're busy.
Hang on a second. I gotta go do this.
At some point during the drift, I would like to approach Shade.
Okay, we'll get to the drift in a
Yeah,
second.
okay.
I'd probably once we're in the drift, I'd start modifying my new armor and swapping over all my armor upgrades and stuff. Doing routine maintenance.
No problem. You take off from the planet, and as it disappears behind you and you head out into open space, you reach a point where you can open up to the drift. As you load the coordinates, go ahead and get a D6 out.
Yeah,
here
I'm
we
not
go.
using
This
the
is
same
it. This is
one.
it.
One.
All right, it's outside of the fucking box, but it was a 1. But
Yeah, no, that counts. As long as it's not
As long as it's
counted.
on- It was on like this plastic.
As long as it's not
Alright.
cocked.
If it was
It was
cocked,
a little
roll it.
cocked.
There you
Yeah,
go.
it was a little cocked.
No, let's
I'm
get it.
excited
No,
now.
let's
I'm
get it.
excited now.
Oh, she's taking it out.
You had an out.
You did too.
As long as you roll it,
have
as long as you
honor.
can put a D4 on
That's
it,
how
it
I've always
counts.
done it. It's as long as you can stack a D6 on it. It's what
Yeah.
I've always
Oh, I've already
Damn.
done D4. I don't know.
probably
Doesn't
could've
matter.
stacked it.
Wow, Shade.
so
Piece
close.
of shit.
Damn it!
Take the scenic route.
It's the shade.
Hey,
You
so for
key
6
in.
days, I'm just in the armory. It's fine.
Whoa! Come out real sweaty.
Bubbs was just cleaning the entire
Yeah.
time.
You enter the drift, and as real space splits open, and you see
1 and 6.
gaseous
Can we
clouds,
split it in half? Find the average.
chaotic, iridescent-looking interstellar drift clouds that kind of line the lane. You can see the navigation computer, the numbers going down and down and down.
Even
6 days,
fucking shit.
and then 5 days, 23 hours, and it begins to count
I
down.
look over at the dog, just like, oh.
Just looks at you.
Pull out another fucking cigarette.
For all of you now, anybody paying attention, on your communicator, suddenly there is a little chime, and you can see the ETA exit from drift. 6 days, 23 hours. Or sorry, 5 days, 23 hours.
I sent the frowny face with a little teardrop to Shade. It's like, just send that.
Instant delete.
Left unread. So you make your way into the drift. And for those of you who especially need it, you can mark off a long rest.
Level up!
And for all of you, you come to on the
my
first
sheets.
day.
It gives me time to do all the things to level up.
So over the course of these 6
Full
days, I will say, you do have some time. This is downtime for sure. You have access to the infosphere, so you're able to look things up. You can send messages. What are you all doing over this transit period?
First thing, I'm gonna try to completely access the other nodes of the USB. Like, full sweep of that.
Okay.
however
I'll say
long it
taking
takes.
20. taking a fair amount of time utilizing your computer
Disable
skills.
that last countermeasure.
What you have... Well, go ahead and make a computers check, actually, because there's one more thing that might happen.
New computers check with the new upgraded +1. 24? Is it the same day as the first day we took off?
This will be the second.
Then I'm going to re-roll the fail.
Do it. Yeah, do it. That is absolutely a fail.
Natural 20.
Yeah. Let's see it.
Great swap there.
All right, let me pull this up. So, you spend a little bit of time over the course of the first day after you set this course and have a little bit of time where you're not going to need to adjust anything manually. You find some privacy and you begin to hack into this, and only because you want to, not for any other reasons, Olive. You find some privacy and you access these files.
I'm doing it for the team.
Not for Shubs.
These are summaries. You would imagine the actual case files, the laboratory results, not really fitting onto a small data stick, but there are summaries for each of these things. SRG-1, Operation Toll Booth, appears to be, at first glance, research into a way to manipulate drift beacons to potentially control sections of the drift. It's marked as preliminary. Operation 002, Second Flood. It seems to be a research project using something known as Gaia's mutagen to create super soldiers. Operation Inner Sun, turning humans into living batteries for weapon systems. Operation Silent Shadow is an investigation into active stealth technology. And then finally, SRG-001, Operation Solar Lullaby, is an early stage of development, earlier than anything else here. But it is development of a weapon of mass destruction that could rapidly accelerate entropy, essentially, in a localized area.
Little email
Yeah,
sheet
yeah,
or
I'll
whatever.
email that to you.
Can you email it to everyone?
Yes, this weapon of mass destruction. Well, I'm going to email it to you. It's
I'll
in your
probably
control.
disseminate all of this information.
This rapidly accelerating localized entropic effect can spin a sun into a dull, dead smolder in a matter of years. But at this point, they're doing the math. This is not even in testing stages. But these seem to be only preliminary abstracts for these things, maybe taken as an insurance policy.
Okay.
And with a natural 20. The file marked 002 Operation Second Flood has a sub-node. You access that.
Sub-node.
You see simply 5 lines of data. Subject 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Subject number 1 is named Cindy. Subject number 2, Adam/Bubbles. You would now know. Subject 3, Miles. Subject 4, Emma. And subject 5, Hunter. Each of them, additionally, has a series of notes. Cindy, you see failure, self-combusted. Adam, failure, manifested minor strength powers, escaped. Subject 3, Miles, active, manifested incredible speed. Subject 4, Emma, active, manifests ice-like abilities. Subject 5, Hunter, failure, poor ability to follow procedure or adhere to rules, escaped. That is what you find with a natural 20.
Dang.
Holy fuck,
It's
man.
a lot of info.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I like how everybody knows about Bubbs more than Bubbs.
I think at some point over the 6 days, I'd probably
We all mind
get
link.
Bubs. Well, if he comes out of the fucking weapons room.
Yeah, I know, he's busy.
Yeah, I guess at some point when he comes out of the weapons
hair
room,
tie
I
on
would
the doorknob.
probably pull Bubs aside to mention this, that I saw his name in this file.
All right, we'll get to that in a little bit. But Bubbs, what are you doing over the course of this time?
So I imagine there's some
brief breaks where we have to get food and and like the
Couple
Wow.
episodes of Netflix.
Okay.
I imagine at some point that what I wanted to do was bring my jetpacks and my armor to Shade and try to like ask him if he can fix it.
Sure. No problem.
So, where are you? Probably you in the.
Probably, as always,
In the car.
in the car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shade,
Yes, Bubs.
I was thinking, well, I got this jetpack and it's kind of working, but like it's kind of not working. I was wondering if maybe you could, fix it, because you have that like weapon making kit or fixing smithing kit or whatever.
I have the ability to repair small engineering items, but don't have any kits. I would need to contact people to
You did get. You
see
did get.
about.
We got a weapon editing kit at some point.
Weapon repair kit.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Weapon repair kit?
Yeah.
It's not a weapon.
Okay. Yeah.
I could probably repair it, but I'll need to contact Peep about possibly
That's
setting
true.
up
Go for it.
a repair station within the ship.
Yeah, of course. I appreciate it.
Bubs, I found some information back at the tower that I believe is relevant to your condition.
My condition, yeah.
I'm gonna pull up the file on subject
Okay.
2 at Bubbles Price.
Sure.
Or whatever the fuck your name is. The file.
Adam Danger, Bubbles,
Yeah.
Susan Price.
Adams.
So Bubbles. This indicates that you were given at a very young age something called Gaia's mutagen. It's part of a controlled study in the Safe Haven program. You, along with 4 other children, were exposed with varying levels of success. Your note simply reads that you showed an increase in strength before escaping. You were marked as one of several people escaping.
Yeah, I would show you the other files after I show you yours.
Make a will save.
You know what this is gonna be. Give me another D20.
Use a green one. Nope.
You can use
Yeah.
shades.
Gibbs is pretty consistently fine.
7.
No, I told you.
It's the way you roll. Like, what is this? You go, you know?
Don't
That was a
shame
2.
dance.
Yeah. See, it's when the way you roll it.
I think you're
14.
onto something, Ari.
Proved.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
look at these
dice
files,
don't lie.
and your vision begins to swim. Miles, Emma, Cindy, these mean things to you. And you feel that pull towards the past, but you kind of shake your head. And maybe it's the physical activity, maybe it's, the endorphins, but something's keeping you from accessing your past. You're not able to reach out. And suddenly you feel this little drip, and you see blood coming from your nose.
I'm gonna.
Wait, I'm sorry, Bubbles. I think that might have been too much for you.
Arf! You see the dog just kind of jump up, the paws on your knee.
I'm gonna like kind of balance myself on like the other chairs, and just like notice my blood trickling down, probably on like the data pad that Shade gave me.
There's a hologram from my
Okay,
projector.
then like on the hologram projection, it just passes right through.
Yeah, right into the floor.
Yeah, my head. Yeah, it's a
Do you
lot.
need to go lie down, Bubbles?
I've been lying down all day.
Perhaps you should have some food and get some blood circulation.
Yeah, that might be a good
Why
idea.
don't you take the dog out for a walk?
Yeah. Come on, Squeaky. Thank you, Shade.
I should consider the information that I showed you.
I appreciate how you're always looking out for me. You're kind of like Steel in that way.
Well, as a member of Mosaic Team 5, I'm required to look out for you.
Well, I appreciate it.
And then
Don't
I'm
mention it.
gonna just walk out the door.
No problem. You do so.
I watch this from the medical office I'm establishing in this room.
Okay.
I've got the door open and I sort of watch Bubbs and I kind of trade worried looks with Shade a little. But just acknowledge.
Gibbs, do you have something that you need to discuss with me?
I do actually. Do you want to talk about it now?
I look over at the
5 days. 12 hours.
the endless expanse of nothingness in front of me.
Why don't you come into my new office? And you see I kept it pristine. My hands and feet are clean, though the rest of my body's still a little filthy. But as I move around the space, I am not leaving lines of filth. I'm keeping as much that touches the ground clean.
You're wearing the little booties.
No, I just project cleanness onto my personhood, and it just maintains that way as long as I
Okay,
want
yeah,
it to.
yeah.
Yeah, I can do that. It's a choice. It's always been a choice.
Always. Really established.
Yeah. So I keep this pretty clean, but I am, I've got my vials, I have a little desk, I have a data pad, I've got some paper, and I'm kind of working on crafting a few things. I've got some stuff scattered on a bench, and I shove it all aside to talk to you.
All just right in one corner.
So I've been having this thought over the last few days, since, whenever. But
Since you were taken by Chesterfield Freshie.
a little after that, actually. So this is about my conversation I had with Thaddeus. And one of the things that was suggested to me is that we get access to the same nano weapons that destroyed El Paso. And for a few reasons, that really, I guess at the core of it, I'm just kind of afraid to ask Thaddeus.
That seems like an extreme step, Gibbs.
It does, but
You realize the damage to Way Station El Paso that some members of our team may have directly caused.
and that's what I'm worried about, is that it was entirely an accident that I destroyed an entire place and people's livelihoods, and people have already been caught in the tsunami of my wreckage, and this is access to an even bigger wave. And I want to reach out to him, I really do, and I'm hesitant. And I know that you are so practical and you are so pragmatic that I do really want your opinion before I do this. I know you're probably not the best friends with Thaddeus. At least I tried to save him.
Which one was Thaddeus?
Thaddeus was the guy you tried to
Farron.
kill, and the only person who was nice to him was me.
Session 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
the one,
The one who was on the ship and he's like,
the one who was like, I'll remember all your faces.
The one who you took the ship from. No, that was.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
no, that was Diego,
Diego.
yeah.
Yeah, that was Diego.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's
Thaddeus was
another
the.
problem, but-
I was not mean to him.
no,
I just,
you were pretty.
But you,
like,
you wanted to
you
kill
know,
him, and
I
Gibbs.
didn't want to kill him. It was just the most logical thing
Right.
to do to tie up all the loose ends
Yeah.
and not have. He was a wanted criminal.
He still
The
is.
point is, you guys had this conversation directly in front.
That's
Yeah.
exactly it. Yeah.
and
Yes.
and
Well,
Gibbs was very
because-
much like, no, we can't kill this guy. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the relationship, and you
Okay,
remember
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I know he's alive. I texted him, and he seems happy to, I'm sure I could at least ask. But this is a kind of a big deal, I guess, and
Yes.
I'm so wrapped up in the emotion of it, and every time I start to move forward with a thought, not making a decision is just as much of a decision. And so by not texting him immediately or calling him yesterday,
Gibbs,
yeah.
you were sympathetic to Jade Brunei. How did she end up?
She ended up with a lovely family who she wasn't
ended up
able to
dead
be a
on the
part
24th
of.
floor.
And I think I'm going to end up dead after this war, too. I don't think I could stop myself if I saw everyone slaughtered around me. And the thing is I know that Chesterfield has much easier access to kill them than I ever will have to heal them. And so this is a reality that I'm comfortable with dying for them, dying for most of you.
Are you comfortable with killing?
No. And that's why this weapon
Because
scares me.
That's what that weapon will do.
What do I do? Do I
Know
get
that
it
you
and
have
hope
that option available, but I would not jump to it immediately. There are other options. You don't want to end up like Jade Brunei.
I don't. But
You also don't want to end up like Chesterfield.
I'm worried that's why he wants me. I guess there's a lot of fear wrapped up in this, and
Well, as a member of Mosaic Team 5, if anything were to happen to you, we would be there to protect you.
I know. And I appreciate you and being practical. That's important. And it's not a skill I have, to be perfectly honest. I think I'm going to text him. I think by the end of this drift, period, I will text Thaddeus and ask him to call me.
Whatever you do, I will attempt to support you to the best of my ability, as long as it does not hinder our proper functions of Mosaic Team orders.
It won't. And I appreciate you sending out the spam calls. They're not spam, because spam's unwanted mail. This is necessary mail. So what's the word
Most
for that?
people would consider that spam.
I don't consider that spam. I consider it...
Can I, do a quick checkup on that at all? To see, how many people have received it and how much of it went to their spam mail?
So you're not connected.
Right,
to
I'm
that
no longer
computer,
actively
But you
connected to the
could make
main
a InfoSphere search and see if
Yeah.
things are popping up about
Yeah,
it for sure.
do a quick InfoSphere search.
I consider it more like essential communications.
You see Gibbs say this as on the side of your heads up display is just running down articles. Drunk Falls will always be drunk. Be drunk.
Yeah!
Cheers, mate.
I don't care what they say.
Like a thing on here.
Oh, yeah. Where's my sticker?
Be drunk.
Man, I love that as a spin-off campaign.
Yeah.
But
New shirt.
Junk Falls
Yeah,
will always
proud.
be junk. There are many more results than you had first imagined. And not only that, as you begin to look through, you can see there are the equivalent of GoFundMe pages that have been established. And now people are beginning to pool supplies. Go ahead and make a computers check. People getting to pool supplies together for these poor Yosoki in need. There are forums popping up.
20.
People are like, can we donate trash? Is that a thing? All kinds of now speculation beginning to build up. What was that?
Dirty 20.
One of these, the Dirty 20, yeah, that's pretty much what you would find. I mean, this is beginning to become a much more popular.
Has a day gone by since the last time I re-rolled a
No,
failed?
unfortunately. About 3
Still 5
hours.
days
has gone
in.
by. So,
It seems like things on the infosphere have picked up.
Yeah, and I tell them all about
Perhaps you
what's
should
his face?
Nazma,
Nazma, who I'm going to write on my notes right now.
okay,
Because I swear I remember him. He's so important.
public image management.
I tell him all about Nazma. I was gonna send him some admin credentials to my website. I was just gonna send it in an email, maybe a text.
I'm sure Nazma can handle most of that. It is right within his job description.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that actually.
I would suggest, rather than pursuing Thaddeus, pursue Nazma. He is a member of Mosaic. He would be able to assist you in a way that is keeping in line with Mosaic policy.
See, that's the whole thing. I think he's sort of sticking his neck out for me. I think Mosaic caught wind, and he might have...
Almost certainly. You were very overt.
It was always my intention to be overt, because it's a matter of protecting the people who are actually important.
Yes, but remember what I told you? Sometimes you need to do things more discreetly so that you can plan for the long term. Reacting out of your emotions is going to get you in trouble.
Yes. So I was gonna send Thaddeus some stuff. I mean, I can ask him about a weapon. He already offered food, and I think that's a little more in his sphere. But if he can't turn up anything either, then I think I will reach out to Thaddeus. Maybe not for the same nanobite thingy, because that's still a little scary to me, running from that and almost dying, but
To be frank with you, a person like Thaddeus in control of something that powerful is very concerning.
I think it'd be equally as concerning if I was in control of it, and that's what I'm asking for.
Percentage-wise,
yeah,
it's
so
more concerning.
always around, it's not a good time, but I keep trying to remind myself that this is necessary even though it hurts. And sometimes that's part of the process, so that's what's going
Yes,
on.
but reckless destruction won't help Junk Falls.
Right, but I think you guys are keeping me tethered in real ways. I think if Thaddeus can help me run this blog in a way that's
I would
more
strongly
effective.
recommend.
Nazma or
Nazma,
Nazma.
sorry.
I would strongly recommend pursuing
Yes.
Nazma
Yeah.
over Thaddeus.
Well, it's not a binary choice there.
No,
think
it's
it's-
not. But I believe that you would have more long-term success working with Nazma. Thaddeus is a very extreme option that should not be taken lightly.
Okay. I appreciate it. And I've been working on this other thing. Can we change topics just a little bit?
Yes.
And I pull up, it's gonna be quick. I pull up the Roomba, the holographic disc, the webcam.
okay.
And I'm trying, Gibbs is not very good with computers,
Yeah.
but essentially trying to connect them to make a wandering holographic person who can
Like the little fucking droid that brings Palpatine around.
Yes! I am looking to make it like a two-way communication where I could set it up somewhere and I could rover, like Mars rover into somewhere.
Sure. You want it to be an ROV.
Shit over here.
And so I have a bunch of supplies. I've pulled out the springs of pens and I'm
Wow, this was calculated.
Yeah.
This is
Oh
what
my
Ari does
God.
all the time. Yeah.
Holy shit.
yeah. That coffee mug I got fucking plans for.
many
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. This is how Ari plays
sessions of
things.
calculated.
Every
what I
time
will
I
say-
pick up something,
Holy shit.
I'm like, what can I do?
What I will say with all those different things, if you want to make an engineering check and help out with this,
I can help you too.
Well, I was actually just speaking with Bubbs about setting up some sort of small workstation in the ship for repairs to our equipment.
Oh,
and such.
nice. Yeah, I just actually submitted a request for Peep for this to turn into a real med bay. I've got like a cot on back order and some tongue depressors. So I'm
everything you need for a cotton tongue depressors.
the form was much more eloquent, but yeah, like that's has it top of mind. So I was gonna probably not like move in here. I'll probably still sleep in the bunk, but I was gonna make this a med bay.
This would be a suitable place for a med bay.
I was kind of thinking about Vess. He had no place to really heal or get better, and especially like
Taken up
quarantining.
one of the restrooms for
And
quite some time.
Right, and if we get my eye is watering so much right now. I'm so sorry. If we can get someplace where someone can quarantine, or if we get a bounty that's still alive and we need a place to put them, like a place where they can't really hurt themselves and a gurney with some straps on it.
I had suggested previously that we establish some sort of prison bay for our bounties.
Okay. Only hurt bounties, though, can come here. Maybe a secondary prison bay near the
I
thing.
would agree that we should not have the prisoners right near our medical bay.
Yeah, I've got these vials of stuff. I'm very excited to use at some point. But anyways, yes, good idea. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna spend the next 5 or so days doing it. At some point, I should talk to ECCO, but I got her printout from Mosaic in my email, so I read through that. She's fine. But do you have anything to report from the last mission? Are you hurt in any way?
I'm fully functional.
Okay. I'll fill out the paperwork, but you said that.
As you begin to fill out the paperwork, Spice, was there something that you wanted to do? I could see you gesticulating wildly.
Some water.
There are so many things Spice needs to do, but she's preoccupied.
Yes.
That's what happens when you go to the weapons bay.
Yeah.
So
For
like
5 days.
5 days straight.
So like
There's a lot of good weapons in there.
when Bubbles goes
Yeah,
to
they
take the
come out
dog,
like 30 pounds later.
when like Bubbles goes out to take the dog for a walk every now and then,
Sure.
Spice is gonna roll over onto her belly and like frantically look up Horlax and the Fade Star.
Okay. You're looking up. Sorry, say again.
Horlax, the Bounty, and the Fade Star.
Make a cultures check.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Culture. 25.
25. You begin to search. You spend a couple hours, and Harlax is a very well-established character in the canon. You've actually heard of him prior to any of this. Harlax was a general of the Vesk during the Vesk War. Harlax is known as the Gore Fiend because frequently at the end of battle he would be almost red, slick with gore, engaging in hand-to-hand combat still in this era of lasers and missiles. Somebody who, much like Bubbs, gets right into the thick of things. They have committed some real unspeakable atrocities, acts of terrorism, high civilian casualty counts. This is probably, as you kind of really get into it, when you think about the people in a position to order bombings on Akaton, somebody who might be in that position. This is an individual who was taken by the Vesk as a prisoner. And
So is a Vesk and also taken by the Vesk.
over the course of the war, so bloodthirsty was this individual, he would kill those under his command. And so often this happened that at one point they had to rein him in. He was taken prisoner. As you get really deep, what did you roll?
25.
With a roll of 25, you just hit the mark that you need for this. He was taken prisoner by the Vesk and was aboard a Vesk prison barge. At some point in the last 3 weeks, he broke out. Oh. Sorry, 3 months, he broke out.
Oh.
He went dark, and as you search, you find no mention of where he might be. This lead, as far as you can tell, pretty unique. But that's what you find out.
Okay. Does Tybo have to do with any of that? Does she see Tybo?
As far as you can tell, no.
Okay. That's good. She's also gonna loosely look up Deshawn and what Deshawn, the planet, is like.
Tashan?
Yeah.
With that roll,
Is it
no problem.
Deshawn or Tushan?
Tachen.
Okay.
Tashan, technically. But
Tashan.
you guys have gone to Tashan, so that's fine. It doesn't actually exist, so, we get to make things up. Tashan is a jungle planet. It is a planet that's been explored before for protein-based life forms, such as yourself. Pretty much anybody who's not an android or a plant-based life form. It is a dangerous place. There are really dangerous plant forms, but more concerningly, there are what are essentially dinosaurs that roam this place. That is the biggest threat. As you begin to look up, this would be a perfect place for a warrior to hide, but surviving here would be challenging. But this figure could certainly do it.
Okay. That is what she's looking up.
All right,
in
then
the
you get
meantime.
then you're busy again.
And then she's busy.
ECCO. Over the course of this transit, you have a crewmate who is putting together the most wildly inappropriate med bay. The armory is relatively inaccessible for most of the crews. What are you doing over the period of time?
Echo's kind of familiar with just like being left to their own devices, and it just assumes that this is, I guess, how things go. Like, we get aboard the ship, we all go our separate ways, we all do our thing, and then we reconvene when it's time for work. So they're gonna go about exploring the ship because this very intriguing, unrecognizable ship has piqued their interest.
How are you going to go about exploring it? What are
They
you
would
doing?
like to find some kind of terminal to see if they could find any, like, I don't know, like systems check. Like, to find basically the thing when you go on your phone, which is like, this is Apple iPhone.
The system
whatsoever.
information.
Computers check. Yeah, no problem.
What is that called? Like the key of the phone? Like
It's
the
just says general
IMEI?
info.
General info?
Oh, yeah.
The
IMEI.
IMEI. Okay. Echo is a little unsure of the new teammates, so they're
fair
gonna
enough.
check for countermeasures first.
Excellent. Yeah. Check.
Wise.
Okay.
Shade actually hasn't gotten around to putting any countermeasures
Oh.
on.
Shade, bro, man.
that's
this is
You guys keep me busy.
Yeah, two people need you to fix
Doing
their
a bunch
shit.
of
There are-
random ass shit.
Half the time you're in the cockpit just
I'm
having
the
cigarettes.
I'm the pilot.
There are countermeasures. However, most of them geared towards external attacks. And so as you look in, there's almost, and you're like, nobody's guarded this yet. It's like it's unsecure essentially. You feel as you access this panel, there is almost like a clippy kind of deal, where you could probably use vocal commands to prime for things. But as you are currently connected, you do see, excuse me, there are 8 nodes: drive system, drift system, fire suppression, life support, mosaic, personal drives, and weapons. And then there's a general systems, which is probably the rest of the systems.
Echo's gonna check out the general systems first, just to kind of get the lay of the land to see what this ship is basically equipped to do.
Yeah, so as you take a look, first of all, it's an unusual ship. Well, that's... Man, I have so many little note cards down here.
We'll take them all. Please.
No, these are your scab rat stats
Oh.
for all your buddies. Matt, do you have that card that I printed out?
It's actually in the living room, in the
This one? No. The ship one?
Yeah,
the ship
yeah.
one's in the
Thank
thing.
you. No, we have it right here. So, this is a ship which you can actually see. Very interestingly, there are 3 names for the ship. And as you scroll through, one of them has many histories
Oh my
appended to
God.
it. You see the Makugaku. You see, yeah, you can see, what was the Eternal Wanderer. But the ship's original name, which still etched into the drive itself, Directive Zero. This is a ship that is fairly well armored. There's not a lot of systems attached to it. What you really notice, though, there is an element of this ship that seems almost missing. Like there's data that should be here, that maybe even is here, but it just doesn't seem to be attached to anything. You go back to the nodes, you look, looking at all the systems, it's still almost like something's missing. But that's what you kind of notice. Additionally, there's a light laser cannon attached. There's you learn basically all the stuff on there.
Thank you.
There's a smuggler's hold, and as you pull up the camera that's fixed on it, there's just like all little individually wrapped bits of jerky sprawled across the space. The box having opened in transit during the maneuvers.
And a little bit of art. There's some art down there.
There's
right?
one fractured sculpture. Yes,
We still have like a shit ton of art for whatever reason.
Just
think
like
we
placed
dumped some of
randomly
it.
you
throughout.
did. You got it.
Oh, we did? We dumped it?
Yeah,
Alright,
we
cool.
kept
You have one
like
sculpture left.
Nice.
yeah, we kept the one
I think
that
we
we
gave
could
some
like
to
actually
Betty's.
potentially make money.
Oh, we
for.
did?
Yeah.
Good.
Echo's
It was
just very
useless, though.
confused by the like inventory of the ship,
Yeah,
as
weird.
well as like
There's just a bunch of pocket.
There's a lot of sticky notes, a lot of dog butt sticky notes that litter the ground down there, actually.
Dog butt sticky notes.
Echo's
all
heard
over
a little bit about Team 5's recent exploit and is very confused.
Don't question it.
Does Echo find anything like specific about like where the ship originated from? Like any like company info or
You look at the drive that is marked Mosaic. Interestingly, it is not marked Mosaic as in Mosaic LLC. It is it is an acronym. You click on that, maybe hoping to find a little bit more information. And as you do, it is a almost blank note. As you kind of probe about, again, you feel this sensation. And it's weirder now, almost insistent, that clippy sort of assistant. It's weird, but with that check, that's kind of all you find.
ECCO disconnects and just kind of takes a personal tour of the ship, aside from the armory.
You walk through the ship, you get to the armory, you hear you hear loud noises and echo.
Sorry. This never happens, I promise.
Oh my god!
Whatever it is, you just hear loud noises. And you're like, I'm gonna do that later. You look across the hall, you can see Gibbs writing something on a little document.
Oh hey Echo, I was actually looking for you. Do you mind coming in for a second?
ECCO kind of looks around, is walks in, kind of takes stock.
Given up on the project that I was working on with the Roomba because I'm not good enough to do that. And
You see
instead,
just duct tape and all kinds, a pair of scissors taped to the Roomba, yeah.
instead I've crafted a tri-fold nameplate, and I flip it over to the side that says Gibbs Medical Officer, but it's too fast for you to read what the other sides say yet. Great. Welcome aboard. If I can answer any questions, happy to help you. I got your file from Mosaic. You look tidy and cool. Do you have any questions for me? Or can I help you get adjusted? I don't quite
understand how my dynamic fits yet with the team. I don't often work well with others. It's part of, my basic trait. That was rude.
Oh.
It's more to do with the fact that I operated alone as an independent contractor for so long that there's not really much teamwork involved with my former position.
Okay. I think we sort of use a lot of our quota for teamwork on the missions. So we do sort of scatter a little bit and have some personal time for personal projects. If you don't have one, I would love help sorting.
You just hear from across the hall a loud moan or yell, hard to tell.
I would
go
love.
investigate that?
No. Oh my god. They're fine. They're doing a little bit of team exercising themselves. So we'll just
Exercising. That's what we're doing.
I put a sticky note on the door. It just says "Do not disturb." That's what DND stands for.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You're welcome. So, I could use your help. I've got things that you could help with if you want. If you don't want, your bunk or anywhere on the ship's fine. There's rations to be sorted and categorized. I've at least got 2 different types of gauze. I've got a computer system that needs file sorting.
I suppose I would be quickest at that.
And, I have all these pens that I need the tops unscrewed from and the springs removed. So, that's at least 25 of them because I put one box back, but,
ECCO looks at the pens and you kind of see, a little, twinge. The computer systems sound interesting.
Great. Much like Gibbs's rest of life, Gibbs's email inbox is really gross. So I give her my data pad so she can sort my email. But don't delete the memos. I printed them all out and they're categorized under my bed. But I like the digital copy because when I print them out, the links don't work. They just say link in blue and you can't scan it and do anything with that. It doesn't work. I've tried. So if you could just make less email, but I still need all the email.
Okay.
Great.
And ECCO kind of disconnects one of her finger ports, and they just.
Are you sure it's a finger port?
Yeah.
It's certainly a finger port. The USB 5 fingers and the index finger.
There you go. Index
I
finger.
know that's what
Canonically.
they all say.
And it
I've heard that
extends.
story before.
It extends outwards. There's like a little like retractable cord. And they hook it up to the data pad, and they just get to work sorting
Get to work, do they?
and
It's
adding
part of
filters
nature.
Sure.
and folders and labels. And never quite understood wholly organic life's need to scrub themselves this clean before in their life.
Yeah, so Gibbs's email address goes back to like her childhood because it's like Gibbs at
Not a
Infosphere.
single deleted email. You can see like the welcome dated back like, almost 20 years ago.
And she signed up for every coupon code out there. Every single coupon code. Like, she's like, oh man, free sneakers at the mall on Tuesday? I'm signing up for that.
Like, wait a second. You go over to the
Expired
send items.
50 years ago.
Gibbs has responded to every spam, like, and like very politely too. Not very well spelled.
Yeah.
But
But every memo I say, thanks for sending me Mosaic Team 5. And then I print it out and put it under my bed.
ECCO tries to like covertly create a hidden spam folder to maybe give Gibbs some more time to do other things other than respond.
make
and
a computer's
print
check.
out.
This is putting in a countermeasure.
Yes, thank you.
It's 25.
Is this your
Gibbs,
first roll?
when you receive your email back, you see that not a single message has been deleted, but they are very simply and well organized. There are folders now that lead to everything. And at a quick glance, you get kind of excited. You can't find all of them. It's weird, but they're so well organized, you can find everything that you think about. And so you're like, wow, everything is where it needs
I like
to be.
that there's colors on these. They've got like a little button. It says like Gibbs is purple and this one that says Junk Falls is red and this one that says Mosaic is blue. I like that a lot.
I thought you would appreciate quick and easy sorting systems.
Nice. And I will keep ECCO busy as long as she lets me
There you go.
with my bullshit.
So,
So forever.
5 days pass.
I find whatever I need to
Over
do.
the course of this period, is there anything else anybody wants to do before you reach?
I want to get in touch with Peep about setting up a med bay and I guess a mechanic station, engineering station.
Okay. You send out a call to Peep, and you see Peep's image pops up, is what I was trying to say. Hey, Shade, I'm glad that you reached out, actually. You guys did an amazing job. I did want to send you something before you kind of lose my track. 1 second. He kind of bends down. You hear some typing, and then suddenly, for all of you, including in the armory, your comms go off.
You think she's not gonna answer what?
For everybody but Bubbs and Spise,
Like,
we're
hold on a second.
your bank account has increased by 5,000. Now,
Money!
this is just a little bit of spending money. You guys did pull in close to 140,000 credits. This is going to go towards reducing all of your debts, and you guys are well on your way to being close to 5% paid off. With another job like this, we're really making progress, and I think you guys are going to be out of the basement soon, so to speak. So, did you have something in particular you wanted to talk about, Shade, or?
Yes, well, given the recent successes of our crew, I thought it might be necessary to add an engineering station to the ship as well as a prisoner bay.
Okay.
Given that we are taking more and more hostile bounties on, as well as a medical bay for Gibbs.
Well, Gibbs had already requisitioned a medical bay, so we're putting that together. And we'll be able to deliver that once we get you somewhere that's probably not Deshan.
Yes.
But yeah, that's already in the works. A prisoner bay? You mean like a bridge?
Yes, just one small container cell.
Okay, we can see if we can maybe get something like that.
A bridge?
A brig.
Brig is what
Oh,
I
you
meant.
meant, yeah, when you said bridge, I was
I
like, does
want
he
a
mean
bridge,
I
though,
meant
like
say
a
bridge.
Star Trek level bridge.
I mean, that's
Oh, a
the
hollow
cockpit,
bridge.
essentially.
Yes.
No!
Holodeck.
The cockpit is not a prison, it is a temple.
Anyways, yeah, no, we can definitely take a look. If you want some kind of containment unit, that's doable.
Yes, as well as a small engineering station for equipment repair
A repair kiosk, yeah. I think we can probably do that. That might take a little bit longer to get together just because of the mechanisms we're going to have to order, but we can do that.
Yes, the priority level is inconsequential.
Okay. I believe we're going to have the medical bay done in probably about a week, and then we can look into that.
Well, we will be in the drift for about a week.
At this point, you guys are probably like 2-3 days in the drift.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So half a week.
Okay. So at some point, we'll have to create a rendezvous and make sure that we can deliver this to you.
I'm getting a message from Spice.
Oh,
Beep.
no, Spice has nothing to contribute to your conversation, but
Oh, well, I was gonna ping you into the
Spice does
group
not
call.
answer, bro.
Oh yeah, you're still busy. I guess I'm getting a call from Gibbs. Hold on, I'll add her into the chat.
Oh, okay.
Bing.
Shade, I'm out of toilet paper. Can you come drop some off? I left some in the med bay.
Yes, Team 5.
Bubbs probably has his own private stash.
Yeah,
of toilet
yeah.
paper.
Give me a minute.
Oh, hi, Beep.
I'm on the
Gibbs.
phone with you.
Oh, thanks. Hang up.
I apologize for that, Beep.
Every time. Is there anything else?
Something they do often.
Yes.
I believe that's everything.
Okay. Best of luck. I'll get working on those requests.
Thank you, Beep.
Peep out. Shuts down.
I'll go get the fucking toilet paper.
As you help out with the toilet paper, anything else anybody wants to do over the course of this time? Yes, Spice.
I have one more thing.
Sure.
She is going to text her brother.
What?
Luffy.
Okay.
Just the hashtag.
What's his name?
Luffy. My brother named Luffy.
What?
We all know what his profession is. Just the hashtag junk balls will always be junk.
Okay.
So he's a
Send
pirate.
that out.
Okay. We'll
Do
get back
you
to
just
them.
not know how to do
I'm gonna try to fix the
Do you not know how
jetpack,
to do the thing?
change
No,
over all of
I
my
can't
armor
do it.
upgrades,
It's out of a thing.
overclock myself to level up so that I can wirelessly hack. Do all the thematic things.
Over the course of these 5 days, you go through some upgrades, and with Talon's wheel and a little bit of skill, you manage to repair Bub's jetpack. Yes.
Nice.
And attach it to the armor too.
Yes.
Nice.
So that happens over the course of these days. For the three of you, anything that you wish to do before we arrive at Tashan?
I just sent Nazma like the credentials for my stuff and like give him admin access to everything.
Okay, yeah,
It
he
was
sends back a
interesting.
message and he's like, "Thank you so much. I really feel like I can contribute here. I have some ideas. I'll run by you some other time."
Yeah. Add him to the group chat. The like junk balls will always be junk group chat between like me and Tobin and Wicket and
Okay, sure.
anyone else of importance,
No
but mostly
problem.
us.
Yeah.
Echo, anything you're doing?
Duet.
Would everyone else have disseminated information from the night before we left the planet?
Like which information?
Like the
If you ask Gibbs anything, she'll tell you anything. As long as it's not
I
really, like,
only told Bubbs about the USB info right now.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm referring
But
to
I'm
like
not-
the weapons stealer time. Did we share?
Oh.
Or did we
I
just
would've
like,
shared.
That was
Well-
private.
Yeah, I think over the course of you like sorting Gibbs' email, Gibbs is just always talking to you. So yeah, you catch up a fair
tell
bit.
you
This is an
my
open
plan.
book.
Yeah, and I'll tell you about everyone. Like, I read their medical files, and I'm like, oh man, like I don't know, Spice had a wart on her butt. Well, I guess now 3 of us know.
Bubbs
Just stuff like that. Gibbs is very chatty. She lived in a big family for a while, so silence is never good.
Cool. Would anyone else have shared or no?
If you came to the cockpit, maybe. I'm mostly there the whole time.
Cool. Yeah, Echo attempts to like get in to talk to everyone except the armory. Again,
Yeah.
D&D sometimes like puts their fist up to like knock.
I wouldn't
And
do
then
that
thinks
if I were
better.
you.
Yeah, from both Gibbs and Shade, it's like maybe not.
And then they
The dog
go to
starts
the
barking.
cockpit to hang out with the other android on the ship.
Sure, yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
How is it hanging, as it were?
Fine. We will be out of the drift in about 2 days.
This seems like fairly long time for such a short.
That's what we think all the time. Nice job.
Welcome to the table. Kid.
There's a sort of randomness to the amount of time in the drift.
I think I would have been fired as an independent contractor had I taken this long to make deliveries.
Well, it's a good thing that you're no longer a contractor.
That is true.
Healthcare, baby.
Do we get health care?
You do,
of
and
which,
so
It's from
actually,
Gibbs.
we've
As a matter of fact,
so interestingly enough, at the moment, you are enrolled in a certain healthcare plan, and it does include certain things. As you guys progress up, you would imagine your healthcare plan and benefits will also increase.
all about the bennies.
No, there's some great benefits going
Oh,
up.
yeah.
You know, armor growth, things like that. Yeah.
Armor grow?
Arm
Yeah,
regrowth.
vat-grown limbs is a thing. So yeah,
You
could-
lose an arm, you get it back.
Right
baby.
now, you guys are not covered for like limb dismemberment is what it's called. So you guys don't have other coverage, but
It's a premium.
yes.
I would like to send a message to Steel.
Okay. In a brief moment
They're both like on
reprieve.
smoking cigarettes,
Yeah.
like on their phones
Sure,
for
what
a
are you sending?
second.
I'm gonna basically
about this.
tell everything. Yeah, I'm gonna tell him everything that occurred.
Oh my god, everything?
Spice like leans over.
But like some of it, like I will probably like hide like some few details of like names and stuff like
Okay.
that. I think Jade Brunei's name would be mentioned, for sure. But like the name of the children, I'd probably just say 5 children. I probably would put Operation Second Flood in there.
Okay.
And I would just tell them all the information, and then I would just leave the message saying,
I'm sorry how things ended with my last message. I know you care. You're the first to ever care about me.
Make a diplomacy check.
It's just the way you roll, man.
3.
Be more
Bro,
You get a message
have
back
you ever rolled
after a
20?
couple hours,
Gotta be more gentle.
and all it says is, "I'm not your dad."
Still!
Damn, he is
You've been sitting on that for a while.
cold.
Yikes!
I like it.
Ouch! I cannot believe he said it!
I mean, Bub said it first.
It's true.
It's
So-
true, but damn,
he's an
it was
adult.
a temperature true.
Ostensibly an adult.
The rejection.
Oh, yeah.
Days pass. Is there anything else anybody wants to do before you arrive at Tashan?
Echo would have tried to like make conversation with Shade, and having no common ground would probably just fail miserably.
They just sit in silence for like 7 hours.
That's like a standard shade interaction. Yeah.
Gibbs glowers a little at that.
Okay.
It's a little glowering, but I'm
When
in
you
the
come into the
medicals.
cockpit and just stare at us.
No, but like as I'm on my way to the bathroom, I like the door like opens because like it's all like shittily configured over there.
Yeah,
There's too
yeah.
many doors right there,
Yep.
and I like notice like the blue hair of Echo, and I'm like, I like note it, and then I just like stalk to the bathroom.
Okay.
And, like boom, 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 boom.
I get it.
Spend too
Gibbs
long in the
is
bathroom.
jealous.
There you go, baby. But I get over myself and go back to my shit. I got so much to do.
Sure.
Blogging. I blog, and I
Don't blog too much, Nasma will get
Twitter.
upset.
I like approve the blogs now. So there's still blogging involved, but it's like less
You
like
got a moderator.
oh my
Essentially,
god, I
yeah.
have a moderator.
Basically.
And I like text my family and like whatever. Like Gibbs is active. Gibbs does
Yeah.
shit all the time.
And for what it's worth, your family doing pretty well. There are supplies that are coming in now relatively regularly. And it seems as if somebody over the course of the last 2 days has donated an additional hydrolysis machine. Their ability to make their quota for their current food program sign up has increased drastically. It'll be a lot easier for them, and they can actually save some for themselves. There's progress happening in Junk Falls.
Great,
Slow
I like
as it might be.
flip through the feed of hoagie eating and like all the butt pictures and just feel like a little homesick, but also like I can't be homesick when I'm so happy for them and sort of tuck my feelings away a little, but
Sure.
go back to my very clean, tidy office.
you do so.
It's so clean, so tidy.
Is there anything else anybody wants to do before you arrive?
I'm gonna, provide the basic necessities of living to this dog.
Okay.
If if
struggling.
no one else is taking care of this dog, I'm gonna take care of this dog.
Really
6
responds
days.
very well to these meat pucks that you have, like a ton of in the cargo
I
bag.
feel like I'm just sitting like 90% of the time, just sitting in the cockpit with the dog next to me, like occasionally throwing a meat puck at it.
Yeah, and the dog almost like becomes very attuned to it. It hears like the crinkle of the wrapper, the ears up, and you just hear this immediately from a dead sleep. The dog responds.
Look over, it's got its little health bar showing up on my HUD.
Yeah.
Squeaky.
Like, here, eat
level
this.
I really wanted to name it cannoli because corgis kind of have that like cannoli.
Yeah, I
like,
don't
that-
think Squeak's gonna stick for.
I really like cannoli.
But dogs squeak, I don't know.
The
I was
hours
thinking
count down.
goggles because the goggles.
Oh,
You
but then we
see
have bottles
10
and
hours.
goggles.
Yeah.
And then
Lots of goggle,
5,
anyone?
and then 2. Is there anything people are doing before you drop out of the drift?
I would like to set my background theme to tracking, like the background
Yep,
tracking
yep,
thing
yep,
I have. I would like to set that to Harlax the Gorfiend.
Make a culture check.
Okay. Try with Matt's die.
While you're doing that, get some water.
Horlax. Hylax is a goddess.
An 18.
Yeah, Harlax.
That's the highest roll I've made the entire
Harlax.
That's
day.
a good
Nice.
roll.
But that's like a Bub's good roll. You gotta take that into account
That's a
with your
good point. That's a
DCs.
good point.
-1.
Yes.
So yes,
17.
Bub's good roll.
There is one thing that you do discover with that roll.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a tip that most people have. But almost on cue, as you're about to leave, suddenly, on your multiple feeds and on your forums, this video has started to go viral. It's from a gentleman named Chad Attitude.
Chatitude!
It is a video
He's definitely
from the
gonna be a
drift.
rival.
You can see in this metallic green craft that you had parked next to, he chasing through the drift, fighting these alien creatures that had emerged and attacked him. You can see that this goes viral, and at the end of it, you actually see it cuts to Chad Attitude. He's this humanoid. You see he's wearing a matching metallic green jacket to the ship that he has. Very square jaw, almost like a buzz cut head. And as he holds the camera, you can see he says, "Yeah, they can't stop me. Next top to Chen." Clicks off. And you would imagine he is also after your bounty. That is what you get.
Motherfucker.
We're gonna have to save Chatitude.
I'll
hours.
send
Kill
that
him.
to the group.
Okay.
I give you a little. I found the Giphy bar, and I send you like Giphies that are Yosokis dancing, and I just send that to you in the group chat. Yeah, just like a little thumbs up and like a.
Over the course of the final 2 hours, your group chat becomes hamster dance. But
Nice.
And I make sure to send Nasama cat memes
okay.
because he likes.
He
cats.
does like cats very much, yes.
So though I don't like cats, I know that about him. So I just like find the cat versions of the gifs I find for
Okay.
Yosokis.
We'll get back to that at some point.
Yeah.
However, as the minutes count down, yes,
How much time do we have left on the
Minutes.
trip?
20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
What are you trying to do?
I thought it was 2 days left. I was gonna try to shore up the security now that Vess isn't just like
With
chilling
all your
on the
other
ship all the
projects, I
time.
think
Yeah.
that probably takes your time.
Yeah, I'll do it next time. We'll get around
My
to
mom
it
loves
eventually.
that.
This is what keeps happening.
So-
I'm trying to like secure the ship.
Every
and
time
it's
you go
like,
to
yeah.
do that, I'm like, no, I've got this
Yeah,
Roomba.
can you print out 2 million copies of
I was
this
gonna say,
random?
would Echo have enough time to do that?
The
To do
Roomba?
which?
To do a little
You
bit of
certainly
security.
could, yeah. So go ahead and make a computer's check.
You don't want to do the Roomba instead?
You know, not my
I'll
strong
get to
suit.
that once we have the engineering station.
Wait, is that?
Is that 20?
I can't tell if that's. What is that?
That you need to reroll
Yeah,
now.
I might
That
say
is
that.
not clear
We're gonna
enough.
roll on the table.
Oh.
Well,
That's an 18.
An 18? That's not bad.
Dang, that's pretty
It's
good.
better than a
Good mod.
You log in.
6 or whatever you get.
And you begin to program. You begin to modify elements of these nodes. And as you kind of take the first one, drive alphabetically, and you begin to work on it, it's almost like it's lagging. You make some changes, and then it's back to what it was. You go back, you change it again. It changes. For the third time, this time being very mindful of every keystroke. And suddenly, from a speaker right on the wall next to you, you hear, "You really shouldn't be changing that."
What?
And because it is 9:30, this is where we're going to end for the evening.
What?
What do you mean?
Got a computer in our fucking.
You have for 15 sessions. Anyhow, this is where we're going to end for the evening.
computer check.
So thank you so much for hanging out with us for this session. A lot of role-playing, a lot of action.
Heyo.
Oh yeah, wink, wink.
Everybody's
Eyebrow
laughing.
raise.
We will be back next week, and you can learn more about this ship. However, if you want some more role-playing action tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, please join us for Adventures in Alberta, our original Dungeons & Dragons campaign. But until then...
Wait.
Oh.
Talon asked Echo to sign off, my
Oh,
friend.
wow.
We gotta award Talon with his boon or whatever he redeemed at some point.
So until then, I've been told this is our sign-off. See you later, Space Boyfriend.
Nice!
That's good.
Nice!